I get a head nod.
Hey.
Hello.
How we doing, folks?
How's it going?
Nick, welcome back.
What's up?
It's
Hey,
good
guys.
to see Nick.
Boys, it's good to be back.
Nick, you're about
Thanks for having
8
me.
shades darker, man.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was-
borderline. I mean, I was concerned. Did you even use sunscreen
It's
at all?
disgusting. No, I didn't.
I feel like
got
I'm
in
getting
deep
burnt
trouble
just
for
looking
it.
at you.
Yep.
I got in deep trouble for it. I was a lot darker this morning, and then a couple,
Aloe?
1 to 2 layers of skin came off me already today, and I'm a little bit. I've lightened up a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah,
don't burn yourselves. Got bubbles all over my back. It was painful. It sucked.
disgusting.
But
I mean,
Destin was beautiful. overall.
I'm a fellow, fair-skinned guy here.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, you have the darker hair, so you have no excuse.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
my hair's sunburnt.
There's
So I don't know- I don't know what
amount
you're
of
talking about.
sun for him, and then everything's okay. But for me, it's like there's no proper.
There's
amount
no
of
in
sun.
between.
My hair's sunburnt. My scalp's sunburnt. My forehead and my temple spot was just, on fire. It felt like it was bleeding at
God.
one point. I had to keep wiping it to make sure it wasn't bleeding. It was rough. But I sent you guys a picture of Destin when I got down there.
Yes.
I was like, sunny Destin, because good old Cristobal came down and wreaked havoc
Yeah.
on the beach, the old tropical storm. And
that
it was
SOB.
it was crappy when we got down there. It rained all day and then rained all night, and then there was like a 2-hour window, like from 11 to 1. We're just like, let's just go down to the beach, try it out. We'll see what happens. It said it wasn't going to rain. It was cloudy, and then all of a sudden, just you could see in the sky there was like a humidity bubble over Destin, and the storm the whole time just floated right over us. The sun was hitting this perfect spot we were on. It was like you couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, man.
I guess the sun I guess works a little harder through those clouds though. So that's
awesome.
I could use a vacation. It's going to be a while.
Where would you go?
Egypt.
Beach? Egypt? Oh, you're talking international.
I'd like to meet that one person that we have from Egypt.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, for that.
We could set that up.
No, I don't
that
know.
right?
I'd like to
do a
go
show
to
for them.
Hawaii.
Let's see what kind of
actually.
beers he
I've
likes.
been to Hawaii one time.
Yeah.
What's
One time. I was 14 years old. I was with my grandparents, my mom, dad, the rest of the family. My grandpa had some stock, and he said that if it got to a certain point, he was going to actually sell out and take the entire family to Hawaii.
Sounds like
What was that?
Christmas vacation.
And no, I mean, yeah, he was literally
You
he
serious,
did it,
Clark?
but it was awesome. Like literally, we ended up getting out to Hawaii. It was everything was so beautiful. It was the first hotel we stayed on the first island. And it's been so long ago, I don't remember exactly which island that this was on, but you go up into like an elevator or escalator that takes you up on like the second floor, and then you check into your hotel, and the hotel is like raised up. But if you actually went out after the sun goes down, they have a bunch of shops like flea markets in between the streets and stuff, and it was just so cool.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Cool.
Walk out,
Street fair.
kind of just
cool.
like street
Love that.
fairs,
Yeah,
walk
those are
around
fun.
and see some stuff. You could get a samurai sword with a dragon painted directly on the blade.
No way.
Directly.
Pretty noticeable
blade.
signature.
Yeah. Randy Jackson.
Yes.
As dope as it gets.
It's not like you're not going to get Randy Jackson's autograph.
No,
I would have done the same thing.
I would have
Right.
too.
Vacations
Right.
are fun. It's good to be back with you boys. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
good to see you, man.
Yes.
Definitely. As you can see, we didn't talk about this, but we're all wearing St. Louis Blues jerseys for tonight, and they're all
we
different.
are.
Even Boomer's over there. Boomer, why don't you stand up and just flex a little bit? Just show them a little bit.
You look like a real hockey player in that thing.
And that jersey actually fit me at one point, and that was about 22 years ago.
Yeah,
I asked for the extra
Yeah.
medium and you delivered.
yeah. That's
So
awesome.
that one's not game worn.
No,
it's not.
This
It has
one
the
is.
strap in it though, like the.
It has the strap,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Vince Riendo was known to get into a fight here and there, wasn't he?
I think
He needed that fight strap.
Probert like just jacked him one night.
Yeah.
Just dropped him.
Oh, is that right?
I forgot he like pointed at the referee at Probert, and then he walked over and just punched him right in the face.
Oh my God.
I think
at
it
all
was Probert.
Probert's
Yeah.
a bad man, dude.
He was a bad man.
He was a bad man.
What a man.
Hey,
Absolutely.
thank you for those who are joining in so soon. We got a nice giveaway. We're going to keep that secret until we start talking about a couple more things here. But decided to have a little bit
Teaser.
of fun. A little teaser for you guys. Yeah, we're going to do something. All you got to do is share the video. So I'll tell you that we're going to give something away. You can share now, or you can wait until I tell you what it's going to be here shortly, and then decide if you want to
Or
share
you could
it.
just be cool and share it.
Get a head
That's
start.
Cool.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't ask him.
Well, hey, every single time we start off, we have a little bit of a thirsty Thursday kind of
Thirsty
feel
Thursday.
to it, right?
Thursday,
Yeah,
Thursday
I,
with Mark.
I found some time. I went down to Heavy Riff Brewing
Heavy
in
Riff.
Dogtown. It is very cool place. This is one of my favorite beers in St. Louis, actually. It's called Vanilla Coffee Underbrown.
Wow.
That's handwritten, by the way.
That's handwritten. I went down there and got a crowler filled. They're actually not open yet. They just opened up a patio beer garden that's going to be open, I believe, Friday, and then they're going to do some things to get themselves ready to be open.
Awesome.
So,
Cool.
Looks like
they're
an
moving
awesome
forward.
spot.
They're doing good. So
Yeah.
they're Heavy Riff Brewing. Definitely check it out. They've got some good stuff. It's all music based. All the bar taps are or tap handles are guitars.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah,
So
that is cool.
yeah, very neat.
I'd say, how many breweries have you been to?
Not that many. Maybe like 20.
I've been to AB. I've been
Yeah.
did the tour through there.
doesn't count.
Probably like 20, 25.
20 or 25,
Something like that,
That's
yeah.
a decent amount.
When I go on vacation, I always find out, what's in that area, and then I have
Ask
to
the
hit-
locals.
Yeah, I have to find those.
what's the coolest one you've ever been in?
Oh man, there was one in Florida I really liked, but I'm gonna have to think of the name. It was awesome. They had like a peanut butter jelly stout. They had all types of stuff, but I'm gonna have to think about what it was. It was really good. I think Funky Buddha
Funky
just
Buddha?
came to me. Funky Buddha Brewing Company.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
I don't think it's something we can get here yet. They haven't made their way up here, but Funky Buddha is very cool. A lot of good beers. Really neat place. If you're ever in, I think I was in Pompano Beach,
Okay.
and it was like
Beautiful.
a couple miles away from the place. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I knew they had good beer, but I didn't know how close they were. So
Yeah. Well,
very cool place.
You know what? I have no patience, so I'm going to spill the beans, guys. We're doing a little bit of giveaway tonight for any of you guys that like memorabilia. As we're getting some more people that are in here,
It's become a part of the show, this item
this
here.
was
Yeah.
this was actually what we started off the podcast with. I had it on the table. It's actually autographed by Bob Camp. It was a nice thing that I actually got from the Lilu Multi-Props company.
Shout out.
Shout out Lilu
Very
Multi-Props. Very cool piece. I actually bought 2 other pieces, Funko Pop signed by Ren and Stimpy, and I'm going to do a giveaway tonight for this. It's autographed by the creator of Ren and Stimpy. All you have to do is share the video. So if you share the video, it enters your name into a drawing. You have a chance to win this. So just a nice little piece of some memorabilia.
That is a cool piece.
that is neat.
And it actually
That is
says,
really
"You
cool.
idiot" on there.
Yeah,
For those of you who were actually
love
Ren
Ren
and
and
Stimpy
Stimpy.
fans.
that's cool. Very cool.
So yeah,
Awesome.
we'll talk about that more, and yeah, all you got to do is share the video. If you guys do, then yeah, we'll enter your name into a drawing for that, and then it'll go to a good home, hopefully. So
One lucky
cool.
listener.
So Mark, we always talk about drinks. We like to eat around here as well too. We were going to
We
do
do.
something special before this one, but we unfortunately didn't have enough time.
Which we will.
We'll work
We
it
will.
out.
We're going to work
Coming
it in.
soon.
Yeah, Garvey's is on our list. We want to get, what was it? The chicken
Chicken
Modiga
Modiga pizza.
I was
If anyone's
pumped.
had it,
No,
Yeah.
I have
very
not.
good.
I've never had
so
it.
we're gonna have it here.
Okay.
We'll all get to.
I was pumped.
to try it out, but I've had it. It's awesome. So I think you're gonna like.
I mean,
it.
Garvey's is awesome.
Yeah,
Have you had that roast beef and gravy sandwich that they have as well?
Nope.
It's really good.
probably.
And it's not a
I
very.
mean, I ate a whole winger there by myself.
Garvey's
once.
got
It's pretty
that-
bad. It's
it's
like
a
5
50?
pounds.
Yeah.
5 pounds of wings. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Whoa.
Depending on what mood I'm in, I could probably do that.
In the right, I was just feeling it. I'm like, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
Dusted them.
Yeah,
Hey?
Nice.
it was good.
Well, what's on the dock for the food tonight, bud?
So
Great,
I
anywhere?
found a place, Sonny's Cantina, which is down right by Heavy Riff, right by Felix's Pizza Pub, which is right down the street.
Okay.
I think it's the
Actually,
same,
Felix's is owned by Resh,
really
correct? Felix's
Pizza
Pizza.
Pub?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Great
that's a
place.
good friend of mine. Andy Resh actually
Andy
runs that
Resch.
place.
Love
Makes
Felix,
fantastic
yeah. I know
pizzas
that.
out of there.
That place is really good.
Yeah, and it's really, really good too. So shout out Andy. I know that we on one of our first podcasts, his aunt came on and was
Really?
telling me to shout out for that as well too. So
yeah.
Sally
Love that
Stockman, I
place.
did
It's
that
on
as
Clayton
well too,
Avenue?
so-
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, down in Dog.
And Felix's has awesome craft beer. They usually have about 30 on tap, so that's a good place. But Sonny's Cantina just opened up. They're actually, today was the first day. They opened up at 3,
Wow.
and you can eat in or out. Of course, they're abiding by the social distancing, so there's space between each table. But, yeah, go down there and check it out. It's
Yeah,
really good.
Sonny's
that's awesome.
Cantina.
Sonny's Canteen is now open.
Love
so
the name.
give
Love
it a
the
shot.
sound of it.
Sonny's
Just opening
Cantina.
today. Another show favorite. Who they keep changing their hours, updating menu. They're almost open at full capacity. Would be the Broadway Oyster Bar.
Yeah.
I love shouting.
I went to
them out.
Angry Beaver yesterday, actually.
Yeah, how was
They're
that?
a great
That's
neighbor.
good. Yeah,
They have. I don't think they've
friend in town.
closed. I'm pretty sure they haven't
I
closed.
wouldn't
There's
doubt
been
it.
people.
Nah,
There's been mobs of
it
people
doesn't-
outside that door for a long
Yeah,
time.
it doesn't
But
surprise me.
Oyster Bar open Wednesday and Thursday 4 to 9, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 11 to 9. That's much later and much earlier. They've been only open 4 hours a day, I think, for such a long time here. Very limited menu they had, but they keep adding more items each week. Hit up the Oyster Bar, of course,
Yes.
right?
Can't
Always.
go wrong.
One of the best places, Oyster Bar, is fantastic. So
We love
Yeah.
the Oyster Bar.
Actually, I'm not really. I've been there like a couple times, but I can't say that I'm an avid goer of the Oyster Bar.
I've seen you there at a One Drop show.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh.
Boy, that was fun.
that was fun. It was fun.
One Drop shows at the Oyster Bar. Shout out to anyone who goes to those. You know how fun those are. 2 a.m.s on Thursday.
Hey, I think we were like some of the last people that were still there. Like it was like empty
Oh, yeah.
upstairs.
Sure. Well, the restaurant closes and everyone packs in that
Right.
sweaty bar
That's-
side.
that bar
you
on the
know?
side, it
Yeah.
just gets hot.
Oh yeah, but
Yep.
damn, it's
That's
fun.
hilarious.
Miss that place.
That is hilarious.
Really good food there.
What was
Really
that?
good
What was the place? I know I've asked you before as well too. The cinnamon toast that you got in that plate. Where was that from? It looks delicious.
Oh, the French toast.
Yeah,
that
was
was
that French
Brussels.
toast?
Yeah,
I thought that was like a cinnamon
it
toast
was
that you got.
French toast with lemon curd and whipped cream.
Oh my god,
That was fat.
that's
that
on our,
is-
that's on the group page, right? You
Yeah,
posted
it's
up on the group page.
Yeah.
Man, I look at that and I still am wondering why I haven't. Why I
Russell's
haven't
on
tried that
Macklin,
out.
and they got a bakery in house there. They make all different types of stuff: pastries, muffins, all
Yeah.
types of
Macklin's
stuff.
got some cool stuff.
Yeah, there's some really good restaurants
Yep.
down that street. Yeah,
Well, Nick,
Love South City. Shout out.
Yeah.
that's, you always like
Or
going out to some of
Soho
those
is what they call
places.
that part.
Soho.
Soha, Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah, that's my hood.
Well, Nick, let's talk about some music, man. I mean, we missed out on your Stone Cold picks of the week.
We
And
did.
we missed them.
Century.
we did.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm
But
sorry I wasn't here for
we
that.
we
but
filled in. We did what we could. It wasn't as good as whenever you're here. So
Oh, I'm sure you
I'm
guys
sure
did
there's
a
some stuff you got to get us caught up. on.
Fine job. I don't doubt you one bit.
So let's hear it, man.
Folks, here we are, your Stone Cold live streams of the weekend.
Of
I'd
the
like to
century.
start off here.
Of the week.
Of the week.
One day I'll play that music. I don't care what the censors
Really,
say.
really quickly, Jimmy Tracy says, "Hey boys, how you doing? What's going on?" Let's see what else we have here. Nick Axie says, "Yo, what up? Love the jerseys. Thank you very much." Apparently Andy is half owner of Felix's, and they have a new cantina nearby that they just opened up as well too. So shout
Could
out
that
to
be what
us
you were
and
talking
Andy.
about?
That is what I'm talking about.
That is the
Sonny's Cantina.
Sonny's
There you
Cantina.
go.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Can't
check
wait
it
to
out.
check that out.
Support local. Support a friend of
Absolutely.
mine. He's been kicking ass, man, in the restaurant biz and just doing it. So Andy, shout out. I hope you see this.
Link in the comments.
Oh man, it is.
Got it.
Stone
What time it is.
picks of the week of the century.
All right, y'all. I like what I've been seeing here this upcoming weekend. It's gonna be nice. A few free live streams. Let me emphasize that these are free. You don't have to pay for them. You can always tip your bartenders,
forget
tip
to
your
tip your
musicians.
waitresses.
Come on, these guys need money too. But if you like bluegrass, you like picking, you like hearing some nice twangy Twangerson out there. We got the Blue Ox Music Festival this weekend, live from the Pines. Looks pretty good to me. It's on YouTube. Pretty sure you just search Blue Ox Music
Live
Festival.
from the Pines.
Yeah.
Is that a blues
Yeah.
reference? It's like a Lead Belly song. Like
Well, they're playing. Most of the performances are going to be from Whispering Pines Campground in Eau
I see.
Claire, Wisconsin.
I see.
So I'm assuming the Pines means the campground. Some like I said, some of the shows will be there. Some of them will just be the artists playing from their own homes. You got Warren Haynes, Del McCory, and the Traveling McCories, Molly Tuttle, Sam Bush, a plethora, so many more beautiful bluegrass music bands. You'll love it.
I enjoy.
Check
some
it
good
out.
bluegrass.
Oh, yeah.
And it's free and it's
do
good.
I.
And it's Friday and Saturday. And you can find the links through
It's in the comments.
the comments. But check that out. That's a big. It's going to be a big one. Saturday, if you're bored late night, check this out. Big Gigantic from Lollapalooza 2016. I mean, just flip this on. I believe it's 9 p.m. Central Time. Turn this on your computer. Also streaming through YouTube. There's a link through Relics that will probably be in the comments as well. And yeah, you just dance your ass off. I don't know what
Yeah.
else to say about that. These guys are sick, kind of like a live DJ group
From
DJ
the-
band
The State Theater.
from Lollapalooza
Lollapalooza,
2016, and yeah, Dominic Lally, the saxophone player in Big Gigantic, used to be in the Motet. Just super awesome, super creative, just an awesome dude. And yeah, they're an awesome DJ duo that actually play live instruments and sound amazing. You'll love it. You'll dance and you'll have fun.
I like to put on my boogie boots every once in a
Who
while.
wouldn't? Who doesn't?
I'm not scared.
Who doesn't? At these
Sometimes
times,
I am, though.
In these times,
Hey,
It's
real
okay.
quick,
None a shot won't fix.
Hey, Jim Belcher Jr. says, "Happy birthday to the Blues! 1 year with the cup."
Oh, yeah.
That is actually why we're all wearing
That is
the
why we
St.
got 'em
Louis
on.
Blues jerseys tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yes,
for
it is.
pointing that out. We did not make a phone call on that. We were all like, "Hey, we need to represent for the Blues 1
Yep.
year," and yeah, it's funny. We all got a different jersey on, so I love it. Also, Jeff Rickerman says, "Hi guys, this looks so much better. Thank you. We got a different camera angle. I've got the better camera."
He's talking about
hooked
Nick's
up.
tan. Don't
Is
let
that
him
what it
fool
is?
you.
Yeah.
Thank
If the
you,
color
thank
looks
you.
better, it's only because Nick's the only one that's darker.
I was
in
hoping
contrast.
that we'd have the fuzzier one because you can just see me peeling, you know. I mean, I'm just saying. Sorry.
But no, hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, we're giving away a autographed Ren and Stimpy figurine set, autographed by Bob Camp, the creator.
Don't forget
in
to share.
2018. Don't forget to share the podcast for tonight. You get your
Super
name
awesome.
entered for a chance to win that. Then you can put it on your mantle somewhere. So,
Super awesome, guys. To round out my weekend live streams on Sunday, you got ALO. I've shouted them out before. Zach Gill, who also plays keyboards with Jack Johnson when he goes on tour. Just an awesome songwriter, an awesome band. Lebo on guitar, another amazing songwriter and a solo artist too. But when they play in a band together, they make up the Animal Liberation Orchestra. And Sunday at 2 p.m. No, that would be 1 p.m. Central. From their Facebook live stream. So you just go to facebook.com/Animal Liberation Orchestra, and they'll be streaming a free show from the Habitat for Humanity Habitat for Humanity
Got this.
benefit
Beep-a-da-bop-bop.
show from
Beep-a-da-dop-dop-doo.
2016 in
Scat
California.
man.
we're scatting over
That's
here.
going to be a great one too. And
Scat
that'll
show.
round out your weekend of live streams. I just have a little bit more music news though.
Hey, real quick though, before you do the music news,
What's
before
up,
you
Kyle?
dive into that,
Hey.
there's someone that needs to have some notice.
Let's notice.
A friend of ours, Jimmy Tracy, wants to give a shout out to his daughter. She worked her butt off and made the new Missouri Rush ECNL
Oh,
team.
that's awesome.
Starting
Very
keeper.
cool.
Starting keeper.
Starting
Yeah.
goalie.
So that's no pushover there. So congratulations to her and yeah, Jimmy, that's awesome. We have no problem shouting that out.
amazing.
That's fantastic
Awesome.
news. So
Shout out to that girl, man. She's a stud.
yeah, I know they were
cool.
worried about when the whole pandemic started because they were wanting to get back out and practice, and then very very antsy to get back out there. I can see why now. She's got talent.
She's got talent. I think we've been trying to get her to Italy here too recently soon, but obviously the pandemic probably put the kibosh on that for a little bit. But
You're gonna have
awesome to hear.
You're gonna
awesome
have
to
that.
hear. Yeah, well, it's a pandemic. I mean,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
just a shout out to an old school band. I heard you guys talking about first CDs and what you bought when you were young and things you liked when you were young, and it was awesome. And it got me to just thinking about some things. And remember 311?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Did
do.
you love 311?
I did.
311.
I
did,
really
yeah.
loved 311. I got to say, actually, I've seen him recently, as recent as probably 2 to 3 years ago. Still love 311. Not going to say they hold up like they did back in the day, because some of their new albums are, fair at best. But they're celebrating 30 years ago. Yesterday was their 30th anniversary. They opened for Fugazi at Sokol Hall in Omaha, their hometown. 30 years of 311.
That's crazy.
Nonstop makes me feel
you can tell there's
quite
been
old.
You can tell there's been 30 years of music by 311 too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I
They
mean,
have 30 years of music.
it's
Right.
funny that you probably only can reckon you only know about 7 albums, but they've probably released about 20 or
Yeah.
25
There's a ton.
by now.
Hey,
They
there's-
keep cranking them out, and now they
there's-
have their own record label, so they keep cranking them out.
There's one thing too in the music world that I have to throw out there because I like to let you do a lot of this stuff because I know that you're way more talented when it comes
Bring
to
it on, dude.
this stuff.
I
But
love music.
I just need you guys to know that Garth Brooks, the greatest country music singer of all
Damn, I
time,
love him.
he is going to do 300 drive-in theater concerts starting soon. So look out for dates.
Thunder Roll.
And the Lightning Stride. Ding, ding, ding. All right, we're not gonna do
Drive-in
that. But
concert.
That's the
anyways,
only part I know.
Garth Brooks is doing concerts. Check him out, guys. He's got the voice of an angel.
Drive-in
does.
concerts, which you've heard me mention those a lot here recently too. I mean, that could be the future here of concerts. And actually, one drive-in concert I mentioned a couple of weeks ago was an awesome jam funk quartet called Spafford.
Yeah.
You got to check them out. Spafford.
What kind of music is it?
I would just call them a jam band.
Jam band?
They're just an electric.
Okay,
they hit
so
all
more-
genres. You know, when I say jam band, they go from dance music to bluegrass music to rock music to. I mean, they play.
Well, that's
to
so they
funk
have, so they're very wide.
They're
horizon of
eclectic.
music.
There's so many different genres. A lot
like
of these
that.
jam bands hit, and
I've
that
been-
just shows you their musical talent too. Like they could play anything, literally
Yeah.
anything. These guys can play anything.
I've been like that blues, jazz. I've been listening to like some Ben Harper lately.
Oh, dude, who
Jack
doesn't love
Johnson,
Ben
Jack Johnson's been on my
Marley.
playlist a lot.
Absolutely, dude. In
that's-
times like
that's been
these,
good.
that's the music you need to listen to, man. You'll love yourself. But yeah, Spafford. If you want to know what we're talking about when we talk about drive-in concerts, if you're confused when I'm saying that, they just released their live at the drive-in recap pro shot video. So check that out here at jambands.com. Link in the comments, I'm sure. It's a whole recap from the 5/24/20 at the drive-in. You can see what it's all about. See if people are social distancing, wearing masks. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I'm kind of anxious to now, just to see.
It's like a bunch of people
we're getting into,
tailgating.
you know?
Right.
And there's more. It looks like a lot of people having fun. Like I told you, the Mark Rebillet show. There's a lot. It's really strict. There's a lot of rules. You can't get out of your car. You can only like roll down your window. People come to you to like sell merch. They release you row by row to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. So
Sounds like first grade.
Yeah.
you know, but I mean, he said these are that kind of sucks. He even said like kind of sucks the rules, but this is what we had to go. This is what we had to do
He's
to be able to
making
do
it work.
this.
Right.
So
You gotta
we're
make
making
it
it work. I'm coming here. You're seeing them live. This is what you get. It's going to be friggin' awesome. So yeah, check out Spafford's video live at the drive-in and see what these drive-in concerts are all about. They seem a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Hey, let me plug this again just because we got a lot of people in here right now. Bob Camp autographed Ren and Stimpy, the creator of Ren and
Very
Stimpy.
cool.
We're doing a giveaway tonight. Share the video, and then or share a video tonight, and if you do, you'll be entered for a drawing for it. We will send it out to you in the mail. We'll just get you to email your address to us at the Nameless Shameless Podcast at gmail.com. So yeah, if you guys were a Ren and Stimpy fan,
So
it's
awesome.
autographed by the
Love
creator,
Ren and
something
Stimpy.
nice to sit on the desk maybe.
Love Ren and
But
Stimpy.
definitely just
It even
share the
has
video
log.
for a chance to. It has log in there.
It has
too.
log.
It
You
does.
can't forget log.
And we're going to keep this one open a little bit longer as well too, because of the fact that it's one of my favorite collections. But
It started the show with us, and I think you had people
It did.
clamoring for it in the beginning.
We did, and I want to
So,
make sure
here
that,
it
that
is.
people are interested and have a chance to get it. So we're going to keep this one going for I think until the following week. We'll put that amount of time on it to see how many people can share this video to get it out.
We'll
so
take
we
it
can
through
do
next Wednesday.
Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah. Who knows?
Really cool gift, guys.
So
share.
share.
Share is
Please
caring.
share.
We love it,
Share.
guys.
Share.
We want to get out to as many people as we possibly can. We've had some really nice people reach out to us with some local businesses that we're going to be working with and talking about and shouting out as well too. That have reached out to us, some local rappers actually that are going to be coming on the show as well. So we're excited about that as well. And yeah, dude, it's going to be interesting. It's funny
So
how this
dope.
all started, and now we've got I didn't realize how good of a network we have.
So dope.
Can't wait for like
Thank you for
holiday
the support.
specials, like
Right.
Christmas
Yeah.
or
Christmas
Halloween. I think we're gonna do some
Halloween's
cool stuff.
going to be fun.
Right.
Yes.
We're gonna do some cool stuff.
You still
for
got
sure.
some music or
A couple more stories I want to talk to you guys about. Something really cool that's starting up here, firing up here. Probably most on the East Coast. I don't understand really how this is going to work, but it sounds amazing. Curbside concerts. Live music is back. It's a new platform that gives live music fans an opportunity to host socially distant concerts with musicians performing directly in front of their home. What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So far, we're starting with
like it.
some amazing bands. Members of Humphreys McGee, members of Dopapod, members of Kung Fu, all bands from the jam, funk, jazz, eclectic world who are just
Right.
amazing musicians.
So you're
I
going
mean,
to tell me that they're going to pull up to your house, they're going to jam right in front of your house for you, and they're going to roll out to the next house and then do another jam concert. for somebody else.
100% sounds like that is what's happening. According to a press release, concerts take place curbside or in most cases in driveways or on front lawns. Musicians drive to the concert address, set up their gear, plug into a power source provided by the host. The shows last 60, 90, or 120 minutes. I'm going to assume that is a pricey gig they're going to keep coming
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
Let's get
Because
some
these are
numbers on that.
serious bands.
I'm interested
Let's get some
too.
These are
numbers on
touring
that.
bands. To have Kung Fu into St. Louis to 6300 Arthur, like, are you kidding me? Like, I
Yeah.
shut the street down. Like, That would be
cool.
an
No
amazing
doubt.
thing to have happen.
Jesse Lynch, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in to the show. This is episode 19.
Jesse Lynch.
Jesse
Hi, brother.
Yeah,
Lynch.
definitely.
Seen
We
you in a
got a
while.
giveaway we're doing here. If you share the video, it's an autograph by Bob Camp, the creator of Ren and Stimpy. It's got a
Very
bunch of
cool.
the characters. Nice little desk piece for somebody.
Idiot.
I collect Hollywood memorabilia, so we figured we'd do one of my pieces to give away. So if you guys do want to share, and then that could be potentially yours by the end of the night.
So yeah, if those curbside
Or
concerts
not the end of the
interest
night. I'm
you,
sorry, at the end of the week.
Yeah, in the
End
week.
of the week.
if those curbside concerts interest you, you can book one yourself. Find out what they're all about. Head to curbsideconcerts.rocks
Okay.
and look into booking some incredible musicians in your front lawn, possibly.
Now, Mark, you said that you had actually on your birthday had gotten Steve Ewing.
Yeah, I had.
come on, what a
I had
lucky
Steve
guy you
Ewing,
are.
and my wife surprised me on my 30th, and Steve Ewing came and played in the backyard.
Yeah.
Played a live
God,
show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he showed me
Yeah.
pictures from it. It was a really
Yeah,
good turnout.
really cool.
You ended
Amazing.
up having a really good turnout for that, and
We
a lot of
did.
people had a lot of fun. It seemed like.
You know, I had him before, maybe like 4 years prior at my dad's house, and it was
Yeah.
kind of one of those. Well, we'll see if we can get him. I don't know how difficult this is going to be.
Sure.
And ended up, sent him a deposit to come, and then I made a Facebook invite list, and he added himself to it, and that just like blew up everything. And I remember that day, the weather was terrible, and he showed up, and there's like 10 people there, and I'm like, he's got to be thinking, what the hell? I got a keg and all this, and all of a sudden, by the time he got ready, set up, the clouds parted. It was hot as shit. He always bitches at me about how hot it is too, but I must have had about 60 to 75 people in the backyard
Is that right?
That's awesome.
watching Steve Ewing. And
If you bring
Hey,
him,
I have to
they
throw.
will come.
I have to throw out
They did.
the people are
Very
talking
cool.
here. People are talking here. Jared
Yeah.
Smothers, thank you for tuning in. Says for the right price, I'll show up to Mark's house and do the helicopter.
Oh, kids.
Thank you,
Kids
Jared,
over
for
there.
that.
Thanks,
Akbar
Jared.
Mohammed just
Child over there.
pops in and says, "Can he buy boner pills here?" Yeah, Akbar, because we're getting old, man, and these are some of your oldest friends that you've probably seen in a long time. I hope things are well for you. Thanks for tuning
Love
in,
you,
man, as well,
Akbar.
too.
Love you, Akbar.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Jared says he'll need to borrow some of them, Akbar. So.
Pass those.
But yeah.
Share the boner pill love.
Nick, Carl saying here that you might have been taking a bite out of some humble pie. You said that you played with Steve Ewing before, right?
It might have been true.
Okay, so you don't want to throw that
Look
out.
at
That's not
that.
something you want to talk
I
about.
believe Remedy played a mill stock with Steve Ewing headlining at one point.
yeah, that's cool.
Fantastic. I got a bunch of pictures with Steve, and when I was just a young chap and dumb, and not much has changed. But yeah, me and Steve. I talked with Steve. He's such a good dude, down to
is.
earth,
Yeah, he's
like,
solid.
awesome,
So chill.
awesome dude.
Very good.
That was a lot of fun. Millstock. Shout out to Millstock. 2011, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
Millstat's
Good old Remedy.
biggest
I-
Millstat's biggest festival.
yeah.
There was rides and stuff, so it was pretty serious.
That's cool.
What, the Gravitron?
the
And the
Gravitron.
Scrambler?
Hey,
Bet, dude.
So, you got some more music for us, or what do you
A
got?
little bit more. Just hang with me here, guys. One previously postponed festival has been completely scrapped now, which is what I feel like is probably going to happen. All these summer fests were kind of postponed till October, November, right before it gets too cold to have them. But the big one for all you influencers and weirdos out there, Coachella 2020 is being completely scrapped now. It's rescheduled to happen in October 9th through 11th. And then the second weekend, 16th through 18th, obviously it's a 2-weekend festival. Too many cuts, too many people laid off, too many furloughs at AEG. And that's forcing Coachella to be 100% canceled this year. And I'm not 100%.
That's a big machine.
Allegedly,
Coachella,
2021 is even
At risk.
is at risk,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is still,
It's crazy.
still. Who knows? And lastly, to end on just, I don't know why I didn't lead this. Actually, I X'd it out, so that is proof
That
that,
is
I
it?
shouldn't have never read that, and that is your music news.
There we go. It's
There we
Nick's
go.
Stone Cold
Stone
Picks
Cold.
Lock
Yes.
of the century
Stone
of the
Cold
week.
Locks of the
Sound
week,
effect.
baby.
There it is. There it is.
You know what it's all about.
Hey, so we're going to do some fun stuff here. We got a lot of people that are tuning in. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for tuning in tonight, guys. For the 36 that are watching, we are doing a giveaway one more time. Bob Camp autographed Ren and Stimpy figurines. All you got to do is share the video. It says "You Idiot" on it. If you're familiar with the show, I'm a huge fan. But we're doing that for
Great
fun
show.
tonight to give it away.
Yeah.
We're doing some flashback questions. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
this goes
Flashing
back, and it's
back, I
kind of
love
with the
this.
theme of what we have going on. But we want to know about this. You guys throw some stuff up in the comments as well too. So the first one is going to be: what toys do you remember from your childhood? Nick, go ahead. Give me one.
Favorite childhood toys, boy. I was more of a, I guess, like a Sega Nintendo guy, but when it came to playing with toys, I had a huge box of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, me too.
I just
Oh,
couldn't
I
stop. I had every Ninja
Turtles
Turtle.
was very-
ever
Don't you wish you
made.
didn't open them? Because they're
Right, they're worth so much money.
now.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you're a kid, and
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna
you don't
play with it in the
appreciate
box.
that when you're young, the future collectible aspect of it. But yes, I do.
Yeah.
But dude, I crushed Turtles. They had the sports editions, and one of them
I
had a
remember
hockey
those.
stick.
Yep.
And you like
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
it back, and he'd actually
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
the puck.
Those
And
were
I was
the
like,
action.
dude, I
Those
had
were good.
I'd put them all on.
remember
I'd put
those.
them all on an air hockey table, and I would just make them play hockey and announce it, and it was just life changing. So Ninja Turtles were
Very
my
cool.
most played
Ninja
with
Turtles.
children
Mark-
childhood toy.
Mark, what do you got, man? What's a toy you remember from your childhood? Or anybody in the comments, let us know what you guys got.
I was
We're gonna go once around, and I'm gonna hit the comments.
I was a big Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's
especially
gonna be mine, dog.
The animated series that
Yeah.
they did. So I had
Yeah.
the house. I had the Ecto one.
I had the
I had all that
proton
crap.
pack.
The
I had
proton
the sliding
pack,
out
the
traps.
Damn.
That glow in the dark. Yeah.
the goggles. I had all that crap when I was little, and
I loved it, man.
I love Ghostbusters. It's definitely.
I would
awesome.
say that's definitely one too. Boomer, what do you remember?
So, and I only know this because we went through some old pictures the other night, and I had a My Buddy. You guys remember
My
that one?
Buddy?
My Buddy, My
Yeah,
Buddy.
buddy.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Are we gonna go back around too?
yeah, we can go back
yeah.
around.
Oh, you can give two at once too. I don't
Okay,
think there's any
Talk
limit.
Boy. I used to be a huge Talk Boy fan, and that got me into
yeah.
Disney. and I still have it. It's on top of my
Alone?
parents'
Home Alone.
refrigerator.
Made
I saw
Talk
it
Boy
2 days
famous,
ago.
right?
Yeah,
love
Talk
that.
Boy and
Boy was
Talk
cool.
Girl was out after that shortly,
Girl,
but it was
sure.
famous
Talk
from Home
Girl's
Alone.
man, yes.
right.
Credit card? You got it.
So, I mean, the toys that I remember, the Ghostbuster one was clearly. I mean, I remember sliding the trap out, stepping on it,
Yep.
glow in the dark.
Yep.
I thought I was a ghost catcher. It was awesome.
You were.
Proton pack.
We played Indiana Jones. I didn't have any figurines. We had Star Wars figurines and action figures and stuff. Those were cool, but by far, like Ninja Turtles was like just
The best.
overwhelming amount of
Yeah.
different characters that you could have at one point. But
awesome.
I remember that. But let's see what we got here. We've got Jimmy Tracy says Stretch Armstrong. That's a good
That's
one,
a
man.
classic.
I
had
never,
one
I
till they
never
broke.
owned one.
I never had one either.
Never owned one. Had friends that had them and got to play with them, but didn't have that. Michael Myers says Furby, creepy little thing, and he says you can't forget it.
It's in your nightmares.
Yeah, those are wild. Jim Belcher says Tyco Racetrack. Were those the ones
good.
where you pull the
Slot
trigger
cars,
and they
yeah.
like go around the
Yes,
track like with the
love
magnetic
slot
thing?
cars.
Yeah, I remember putting those together. They would always fly off.
Fly
the rack,
off.
Right?
Too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Carl says Legos. I had Legos, but I wasn't a big Legos kid
wasn't-
growing up.
Me
I
neither.
played with Lincoln Logs.
Seems like
No?
it's a lot bigger now.
We got
I like Lincoln Logs.
Michael Myers says Sock and Boppers for
Sock
one.
and Bopper.
I like and remember, and then Courtney Houston says Barbies and Skip It. Hey, I was actually
Skip It.
really good at Skip It.
Skip
It's fun. You got that rhythm.
Hey,
Yeah.
now kids now gather.
And it would count your skips too, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
yeah.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Man, I used to skip so good.
And,
Still skip good.
Pretty sure everyone had that Bop It.
Bop it, yeah.
Bop
Everyone
it.
had Bop It pretty
Pull
much
it,
too.
shake it, hit it. It was like teaching you. It was like teaching you everything not to do while holding a child.
This is for all you future single people.
Oh my god!
That,
Sorry, didn't mean to go dark there.
One more thing I can remember always having too as a kid, and it would read me stories was Teddy Ruxpin and Grubby.
I had Teddy Ruxpin.
yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
and his
I
little
didn't
worm
have-
I remember
friend
putting a
Grubby.
rap album in there, and it was like and just singing this rap
Oh,
song.
and he would
Like,
read any tape.
Garbage Pail,
Makes sense.
the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Cabbage patch.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
classic.
I had one of those.
I had micro machines. You remember
Micro-
those?
I had those too.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
dude was
Yeah,
he
for
talked
sure.
so fast.
Actually, Derek Munster actually just brought that up. He says micro machines were the
yeah.
bomb.
Right on the
because
money.
he remembers
Yeah.
the commercials, that fast ass guy.
right on the money.
Yeah.
And we have some super fast going on. The micro machines go to the sound of the sound of the
He's got world records.
And he was great. Yeah,
He's the record
he was in,
holder.
He was in wrestling for a
Great
while.
documentary
Yeah.
on him,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, check it out. Tinker Toys, he says. Hacky Sacks. What about those Weebles that wobble but they don't fall down?
That's
Those
exactly
are good
what they
ones.
did.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't, yeah, they don't fall down.
That was
What if-
very young.
They wobble.
What if a
You had,
Weeble
like, the
wobbled
bus
and he
they
did
went in.
fall
Weeble
down?
Wobble.
Well, they're impossible unless they were top
It wouldn't
heavy.
be a
They were-
Weeble wobble.
Has anyone ever conquered the Weeble wobble? Has anyone ever hit one and had it not come back up?
No, it's impossible.
I don't
Their
think it's
bottoms were
impossible.
round and it was
It
full
wouldn't be a
of
wheel
sand
wobble
or something.
It would just be a broken toy.
It was weighted.
Speak and spell.
There you go.
Speak.
You
That's a
guys
good
remember
one.
that?
Yep.
A. E. O. E.T. was like, so that's going to like scar you for life from watching that.
Oh, yeah.
But no, seriously, like that. I remember my grandma had one of those. I loved playing around with that. I was
Yeah.
really good at spelling though at a young age.
Not to brag.
Not to
Humble
brag or
brag, humble
anything.
brag.
It was. I guess that helped. It
Oh
was,
yeah.
I'm saying it helped.
I played with
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Like my brother was not the best whenever that wasn't. My dad's not the best too. Every time they're like, "What is it?" I'm like, seriously, blah, 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 and I burn it off. I'm like, what? Like, slow down.
Yeah.
Like, I can't text this fast enough.
Don and Eric catching some shrapnel.
Never had some problems with that. All right, next throwback question of the night, guys. Love what we got going. We got pogo balls. We got what
wow.
else? Micro machines. Wheezy says baller.
Oh, yeah, pogo
What up,
balls.
Jim Wheezy? Thank you for tuning
Hot
in tonight,
Wheels.
man.
What's up, Wheezy?
Yeah, Hot Wheels, of course.
Kathy Tier says go kart, so she had a go kart back in the day.
man.
I didn't have one of
That's
those, Kathy.
lucky.
I would have
Yeah.
loved to have had one of those.
That
I
would've
did.
been
I used to
fun.
race on the track that was at Telegraph in Maryland
Well, hey,
over here.
let's get active. I like what we got going here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
33 people currently watching. Next question is: what games did you used to play as a kid? Not talking
Childhood
about
games.
video games. Okay.
Yep.
We're talking about anything other than video games. I'm gonna lead off with this one. We used to just play cops and robbers. You know, like had like the air powered guns that you would shoot at people and and kind of run around and shoot at people. It was stupid, but it's what we had, right?
Sure.
What
that
do you
was
got?
fun.
What did you
I
play?
mean, an actual outside game in the neighborhood. We just played neighborhood tag, literally.
Classic.
The whole
Yeah.
neighborhood at
We would
night.
do that too.
Right
Classic.
at dusk, you know.
Or a street light tag. Remember
Yeah,
that?
or sure, yeah,
You had to
at
get to the
night.
street light, and if you were there, you're safe. But
Yeah.
you know,
Free freeze a bumblebee.
Hide and
Would you
seek.
touch it?
Yeah.
That was a good
Oh
one.
yeah, all that stuff. Hide and seek, and the whole neighborhood
That
was
was
so much
That
fun.
was good.
Mark, how about you? Did you ever do good at hide and seek?
I mean, when I was smaller, yeah, I did pretty good. I mean, that was short lived, but yeah, there was a time where I could move, and I wasn't bigger than the bushes out
No,
there.
to let you guys know, that's not taking shots. I'm just asking questions here.
It's
Okay.
a legitimate question. I remember us playing pickle, where you had one person at a base and the other person. Everyone would
Oh,
run.
hot
Oh,
box.
yeah, hot box. Yeah, that's a
hot
good
box
one.
or pickle.
We would just
Yeah.
say pickle, and then when the ball got away, you all took off to the other side. We would do that. God, for
Ghost in the Graveyard.
Yeah.
oh, that's a great
Your
one.
brother Sam says
Yeah,
Ghost in
that's
the
a
Graveyard.
great
That is a good
one.
one. Jim Belcher Jr. says wiffle ball. I loved playing wiffle ball as a
Oh,
kid too.
man.
Baseball, anything like that. Hide and seek, jump rope was another one. Tetherball. I remember playing tetherball.
Sure, it's cool.
But you always played that dude that would throw.
Right.
All right, and
it would
you're
go-
supposed to hit the ball. You're not supposed to throw it. All right, I get it. You got big hands, and you're playing against somebody, and you're like taller than someone. It doesn't mean you grab the ball and throw it.
Right.
It
The
took
rope.
it out of me for tetherball. I'm just throwing it out there.
People would grab the rope and throw it over you and go.
I had
up
to
like
go to the
this, and
school
you had to
counselor,
throw it.
aka my earliest form of therapy.
Oh my god.
Over
All 'cause of
tetherball.
tetherball.
I'm totally joking. But no, hey, good call out on all those guys. That is great. Ghost in the Graveyard. I haven't even thought about that in a long time.
That's classic.
Freeze. Street hockey, flashlight tag. We have
Sure.
another Ghost in the Graveyard.
We would do home run derby sometimes.
Chris Allen just
Just
joined. What's
football.
going on,
Yeah, we had
buddy?
a lot of- we
Congratulations
had a
on
lot of people that
on
did that.
accomplishing your schooling. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I hope that you got a party or something like that planned for that. What else we got here? Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Oh, remember
my
that
God.
stuff. Remember being a
Ouija
kid.
board,
Ouija
too?
board.
Oh,
Come
God.
on. We used to play that all the time. You make you
Yeah.
go into the bathroom with the lights off and say Bloody Mary 7 times, whatever the hell. you did.
Candyman too.
Yeah.
Was that one? Yeah.
Candyman.
Let's see. We played Jason Friday the
you're dumb.
13th. I was always Jason because everyone thought I played it at best. Would hide in the woods under leaves, pop up and grab their leg. It would freak them out.
Who said that?
Derek Munster.
Oh, Jesus,
That's
Derek
awesome.
Munster.
God.
and then the last ones we have is Sharks and Minnows. Street hockey,
That's a good one.
badminton.
Sure.
Badminton I played a lot of.
Yep.
We had the net in the backyard actually
Oh,
for a
yeah,
while.
I
We
love
played some of
badminton.
that too.
The wiffle ball talk
And then double dutch.
gives me the itch. We should have maybe a wiffle ball
Remember
tournament.
Duck Duck Goose?
Yeah.
Hey, Kathy, just to let you know, I can double dutch like a champ. Like the Dickens. I'm not afraid.
Throwing it out there.
So those are outdoor games and fun outdoor games. You want to talk about maybe board games or something?
Well, I mean, we could talk about that in a second. Hold on, let me.
Oh, is
see-
that a
let-
question?
Let me get through the rest of these here. Okay.
I thought.
Can I answer?
There was,
Can I answer?
well, I thought it was. I,
mean,
thought it
come
was.
on now.
Hey, we'll go
Games,
around.
not
All right,
video.
hey, you know what? We're gonna go
Did I
around
ruin
because
that?
board games cannot be skipped out on this because this is all
Hell
forms of
no.
entertainment. So, what? Give me a board game you played as a kid.
Mousetrap.
Mousetrap.
Crossfire.
You stole my
Crossfire.
damn answer.
Crossfire.
God,
I did that
I
before,
mean,
too. I didn't
Monopoly. I mean, I'll just throw that out
Monopoly,
there. But
uh,
Crossfire, you stole it. I
I mean, whenever we grow
I
up,
was so excited to say that.
played a
Mark.
lot of
I
Yahtzee.
know.
Yeah,
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
I
Battleship.
still play Yahtzee.
We played 1,000 or
play
something.
Battleship?
Dice.
Battleship was
Battleship
great.
was good
I
too.
liked Battleship.
Yep.
Did we go around 3 times now?
I think
No,
at least.
Joking.
Sorry.
I don't know who we're on, guys. Moving along here.
I still haven't said my outdoor game yet. No, I'm joking.
All right. Wait, we'll get back to this.
No, I'm totally joking.
All right. Next question that we have up. Did you collect anything as a kid? Cards, coins, stamps even? I know
Nope.
my grandpa was into stamps and stuff like that. Nope.
I collected baseball cards.
Baseball cards?
Yeah, I have a nice collection.
Mark, we talked.
talked-
We did baseball, hockey.
We talked about this. And
Yeah.
We're gonna get a box of Upper Deck and crack them open.
Yeah,
one
next show?
Probably next show.
Next show,
A
we
live
have,
unboxing.
Old box of Upper Deck to crack.
That's gonna be
open.
awesome.
Yeah.
fresh
we have
packs, unopened
Fresh
fresh,
packs,
packs.
unopened.
Wow.
Yeah, we have
So
that could be
It's gonna be
awesome.
fun.
memory shoots and ladders. Chris
Shoots and
Allen
ladders.
says
Yeah,
Splat.
yeah.
That's a good one too.
Splat. Remember
Wow.
Life and Sorry, Clue.
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 Jimmy Tracy says, "Prove it, Kalmendorf." Hey, I'm no slouch at that game, man. I'm not lying to you. I will double dutch. I can get in there, and I mean, I got. Trust me, I can get in there, Jimmy Tracy. If we have to, we'll record it for sure. But let's see, hockey and
just
baseball. A lot
picture
of
him
people
back
here.
and
Baseball cards, old beer cans. That's a huge one.
That's a-
People used to
yeah,
do as
that's a-
well.
Yeah.
Sure.
I did mostly hockey cards. Mostly hockey.
yeah.
And, baseball cards started it. I think hockey cards finished it for me.
Yeah.
But that was mostly what I collected. And then small things like that, I started collecting like hats and other random knickknacks, stuff like that as I got older. What about you guys? Any
Hats.
other ones?
Yeah, I was a hats guy when I was younger too. Definitely Hot Wheels.
Oh, you
I
collected
collected
Hot Wheels.
everyone.
Yeah.
When I was younger, loved Hot Wheels. I still might too. I don't know. I
You
might
do.
maybe
Trust me.
that. I don't think
You
I've
never
broken that
lose
as
the
it
Hot Wheel
actually.
passion.
And then obviously hockey and baseball cards. I was mostly. I had a good split. I was probably mostly baseball actually
Okay.
when it came to cards, and I just wish I knew where they went.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No clue where
There's
they
nothing
went.
wrong with that.
Thousands and thousands of cards went somewhere. Probably my parents were like, "Yeah, get the hell rid of these."
Well,
He'll never notice.
let's throw this one at you guys. What TV shows from your childhood, okay, need to either come back, or what movie needs to have a sequel that never were done? Going around the table. Who wants to go first? Boomer, go ahead.
I used to love Doug.
You still love Doug.
Oh,
was
man.
so good.
So you
I love Doug.
think Doug should be
I'd
out?
love to see a Doug remake.
Okay, I like that.
that'd be
I like
cool.
that.
Live.
I love Doug.
Live.
What you
TV.
got?
Oh yeah, on Broadway.
TV show I'd like to
From
see.
your childhood.
Or movie? Or you want
Or
both?
movie, whatever.
I'd love to see if they could come up with something for Big Trouble in Little China again.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
I mean-
Great movie.
You know, just to see if there's anything. I love that movie. I don't even know if you could do anything.
Yeah.
But
It was so far ahead of his time.
Lopan, he's got to be alive somewhere. I think you got to
Yeah.
bring him back. Yeah, but Big Trouble in Little China.
It's a big mirrored fight at the end and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Remember the guy that like squeezes
What about-
himself once he sees it?
What
like,
about the
explodes?
never-ending story?
Oh, I love
That would be
Falcor.
cool.
What if that? I mean, I love the never-ending
Falcor.
story.
I walkie-talkie
We did that magically. Like we have voices
That
of
was well
angels.
done.
I walkie-talkie
For a
that
Voices
second,
of
today.
angels.
for a second there, you took the shape of a unicorn.
I just feel like I left my body and watched myself sing from above. So, but no, honestly, Never
welcome,
Ending Story
everybody.
would be a very trippy kind of like
Love
secondary movie. I loved it as a kid. It was very dark in certain points.
So there are
it
sequels
was
to that.
There are sequels already.
2 and I think there's a 2
Really?
and
Is there?
3 if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
Never Ending Story 2 and 3. You know, and they might have been like low budget,
Yeah.
sequels, but I'm pretty
But they
sure
exist.
there are
Yeah.
sequels.
You guys
to that.
ready for this, dude? We're rolling over here. We've got where is it at? Right here. Dexter's Laboratory. The Munsters.
Oh my God.
Old
The
school.
Munsters,
Alf.
yeah.
Alf would have
Alf.
been great.
Oh,
I'll
man.
throw out Married with Children
you
if
go.
that was still a thing. I love Married with
If you
Children.
could bring them back, Ed O'Neill and what's her name?
Peg.
all of
Let's
Peg.
call her Peg.
They're all
Let's call her
Yeah.
Peg.
Peg.
Yeah.
If you could
Space
bring them back,
Marines.
that would be funny.
So Carl is saying Never Ending Story. They did have a sequel. Was it by the same director though? Because I feel like it might have lost some gusto from 1 to
Let's
2, maybe.
find out.
Courtney Houston says Clarissa Explains It All. I remember
Oh,
that.
Clarissa Explains It All.
For sure.
The old Nickelodeon shows again,
Dude,
too. I could think of so
we
many.
talked about like Hey Dude and
Hey
like
Dude.
Salute Your Shorts and stuff like
that's a
that.
good one.
Yeah.
You know what movie though from back in the day that I would love for them to do a sequel to? Just Mac and Me Too.
Mac
God,
That
I
was
love
a
Mac
crazy
and Me.
movie.
Mac and me.
It was with the little alien guy, and they were on the spaceship.
They drank
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they break dance in McDonald's at the end of the movie as they're running away from the federal agents.
So back to
Classic.
Neverending Story. Wolfgang Peterson was the first director, and part 2 was directed by George T. Miller.
Yeah, I
See,
figured it was.
so
Wolfgang.
and that's normally what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normally what happens.
What was that other movie? Remember? Oh, Flight of the Navigator.
Interesting movie.
Remember
Yeah,
that one
I remember
with
that.
the guy on the spaceship and the little creepy guy too.
Yeah, I
I
remember that.
remember that a lot when I was a kid. I'd like to see a remake of that with, Haley Joel Osment and whoever.
He was
else,
in
doesn't
Tusk.
matter. God,
That's from 86.
you know
too,
that's
Nick.
a
Wow.
question I had. So
That's-
you had never seen Spaceballs, but you've seen Tusk. I mean, the movies you have seen compared to the movies
Now,
you
hold on
haven't
a
seen.
second.
Really,
Hold on a
now, I'm a
second.
horror
Hold on
guy.
a second. We're gonna shame him on
Sorry,
that in just a
sorry,
minute. I got that written in here. Okay.
There's a
Jumping the
time
gun
and place.
Nick missed us.
It just you're right, guys.
did.
I'm just amped right
Here,
now. I'm
hold
happy
on.
to be
Hey,
back.
let me do this. Let me do this. So, any other TV shows that need to come back or anything like that? You guys think we're good on that?
Good.
All right.
Yeah,
Then this going back to and anybody
Office
else just
needs
for
one
some
more
fun as
show.
well.
That would be
Throw
cool.
it up in the comments section. What is your earliest memory that you can remember? I'll start off with mine. And honestly, I
Of
don't. It was so
anything.
long ago.
Your
Anything.
earliest memory in your
memory of
head.
anything
Of your life.
I remember my great grandfather taking me to Chuck E. Cheese when I was like less than 5 years old. I remember that.
It's an early memory.
Yeah. And for I don't know why I remember it, just because maybe it was the first time I'd been to a place like that, and my grandparents or my great grandparents actually babysat us or looked after us for a while, like when my parents worked and stuff. So we had a really good relationship, and just I was a baby. For some reason, and it's weird. I don't even know if it's actually a true memory anymore.
Might have been a dream.
Who knows?
Or a
It
picture
was
you
definitely
saw.
a thing.
The mind's a very tricky thing. I've remembered that for such a long time.
You remember your great grandparents taking you to Chuck E. Cheese?
To Chuck E. Cheese, yes,
Very small age.
yes,
It's early memory.
And then we worked there.
yeah, we did.
Full circle.
Yeah,
We came full circle.
the circle of life.
We're on point tonight.
It's just these microphones. These microphones make us sound like
Beautiful.
We're
Now,
angels.
brown cow.
Now.
Brown cow.
Are we gonna shoot it to me?
So-
go.
My earliest memory. You ready for
No,
it?
yeah,
You ready for
I'm
this?
ready for it.
My earliest memory, and if Paul's watching, Shelly could answer this. My parents could probably answer this. Also, could have maybe been a dream, but I remember being in the back of my grandpa's some giant conversion van, the size of Eric's, the Shaggin' Wagon back in the day, and there was a round table in the back. I mean, this van was so big that it had like seating on the sides. There was a ladder to go up to the top. And there was a round table in the back, and I was sitting with my family. My grandpa was there, my aunt was there, my grandma. I remember my parents, and we were downtown at the VP Fair watching fireworks on 4th of July. And I was eating jujubes. I remember the candy I was eating.
Right.
And I was probably, I couldn't tell you my age, but very, very young, like 3.
Right. That's what I'm
3?
saying. That's where mine too. I've carried that memory over with my great grandfather for such a long time, and it's just it's a very faint memory, but I know it happened.
I remember being down there in the van and just seeing fireworks, eating jujubes, and being with my family.
Yeah.
It's an awesome memory.
Mark, what about you, man? Earliest memory?
Earliest memory.
Yeah,
It's a good one, though.
this is tough.
This is a good one.
Gotta dig deep.
You can't go wrong.
While you're
gonna-
thinking,
there's no
Carl,
wrong answer.
while you're thinking, Carl Williams says that his family left him on the side of the road by the Grand Canyon. Said they would be right back. You've been looking for him ever since. I'm sorry about that, Joe Dirte.
They left me with a bottle of Mountain Dew and Cheetos, and
That's why they
Be
call
on
you
your
Joe
way,
Dirt
son.
instead of None Maker. All right, sorry, go on.
Okay.
Earliest memory, what you got?
Man, I'm gonna see if I can remember this correctly. Okay, so when I was little, and this is, I don't know what it was, but I had this like thing on my chin. It was like a wart
Okay.
or something when I was little,
Yeah.
and I just remember it well. I don't know if my dad's probably watching or my brother or something, but I hit my chin on the table at my grandparents' house, and this thing bled for like an hour.
Okay.
But it was nasty. I don't know what the hell it was, but it
Yeah?
was on my face the whole time. I remember it well, sitting there, and it never came back.
Really?
Don't know what it was
Interesting.
exactly, and I had it for a long time. That's probably not a memory,
Yeah.
that you really want to remember, but I remember that. I don't know what the hell it was.
I remember
My
when
brother will probably chime in and be
remember.
like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
gross. I don't know what it was.
I remember whenever I was like 10 or less, whenever I stepped on a staple in my big toe at,
Yeah.
at my grandma and grandpa on my dad's side of the family at their house in North County at the time. And I just remember two people carrying me to the sink to get water on my toe that was bleeding because I stepped on a staple. That was awful. But I still love you, Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, it's a bad memory, but I remember it well.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
I don't know what the hell it was either.
Boomer,
But
what's your earliest memory, dude?
So I would say I have two of them. I remember seeing my little brother in front of this house we lived in on Michigan Avenue in his like a car seat, and he was probably less than a year old. So I was probably like 3 or probably 4. That and about the same time, my grandpa used to pick me up every morning. Well, not every morning, but a couple times a week and take me to Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
What's the oldest one in St. Louis? Where's it at? It's down there in
Rondelet?
Lee
It's down there in
Oh,
Lee
May?
Yeah.
And he would take me to go get hot chocolate.
Oh, the one across from the
and they would bring
Hofmeister.
bring the hot chocolate out in this little like tea thing, like little tea kettle thing, and that's my oldest memory.
Wow.
That's awesome. We have
It's adorable.
Courtney Houston says this is weird. Pre-K kids group I was in with maybe 3 other kids. So yeah, that's
kids
young.
too. That's a little
Mike
memory.
Meyer says he remembers his grandpa walking me to the train store when I was less than 5.
Aw.
I remember him telling me a story of a train ride he took to Chicago once. That's actually awesome, man.
That's cool.
that is
Yeah.
cool.
Just try to like
Flashbacks.
the brain. You know, the brain's a tricky utensil, right? And it's funny some things that you can remember
That you
very
remember.
vividly.
Yeah.
But then other things you can't. Like I can't remember stuff that I did like last week.
So freaking weird.
What you said about the jujube, eating that like smells bring back memories
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And eating
Taste,
like
smells.
you know
Yeah.
taste and stuff.
Well, hey, we it wouldn't be a show if we didn't talk about Tesla or
Yeah.
Elon Musk, right?
It wouldn't.
Yeah,
You're
pretty
sure
much.
right.
So they just hit a record-breaking thing for their stock, right? Boomer, you said it hit 1,000.
It was actually
Wow.
800 last week or the week before because I remember telling my friend, I'm like, buy this stock because he bought back into the leisure stocks and travel stocks. But yeah, it's over $1,000 right now.
Elon Musk is loving this, baby.
It's only going to
Now-
get bigger.
Now,
Like,
here's the thing, though, like, and kind of the, I guess whether we say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. This company has also cracked his, I guess, software to unlock to get it into like, what is it called, freak mode or whatever. That this takes it, then lets it go like super fast.
yeah, it's the performance boost that they sell for $2,000.
Yeah, they're cracking it and unlocking it.
And they're selling it for $1,100, and it's called Boost 500 or Boost 50. And they're also doing it's called Nginx. They're also offering the pedestrian warning speaker delete for $22.
So they'll figure out a way to block that eventually, right?
Oh, I'm
so
sure.
get it while it's
Oh,
hot,
yeah.
right?
It's
Get it now.
It's software.
Another early memory from Shay Gutnick says, my grandma and grandpa taking me to feed the ducks. That's crazy. I remember my grandma and grandpa doing that for me, too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cronolite
Going out
Park.
to the park. Actually, I don't remember if it was Cronolite because it was my grandparents always lived in North County.
Yeah.
So we was at a park out by them, and I just do remember that. I remember getting attacked by a duck one time.
They'll
trying to feed him a piece of bread, and he
They're
tried to
mean.
take my finger with it.
He
you
wanted
know?
the whole thing.
I wasn't
we did,
cool with
we
that.
did that at, I think, Booter Park off Lindbergh, me and my grandma. I remember that, too. That's funny. We all fed the ducks when we were young.
Good thing they don't have teeth.
You know you're not supposed to feed them bread, by the way.
Is that
It's really
right?
bad for them.
I've actually heard
There's
that.
now signs at like the parks. It's like,
Don't
please
feed 'em
don't feed
bread.
them bread. It's bad for their stomachs. Bring them nuts, grapes, and something else. But
Hamburger.
Full hamburgers.
they're
Just-
vegan.
Let them split
Big
up a
Macs from
cheeseburger.
McDonald's. Just bring that.
Black bean
No
burgers.
bread.
Yeah. What happened to the ducks?
They're all fat.
They have
Hey.
triple bypass surgery.
Early memory from Derek Munster says, running up the stairs at my friend's house, tripped up the last step, spilled my Nerds candy on the floor,
Oh.
then slipped on said Nerds, busted my eyebrow on the edge of a wooden chair, off to Cardinal Glennon for stitches.
Oh.
Shout out to Cardinal Glennon.
Damn.
Man, that's
beautiful.
tough.
That is a
One
rough one.
oh, that just brings me
That is for real.
one more memory. Earliest hockey memory I was with. Shout out to Curtis Bromeyer listening to the show and the Mudcats crew. Kurt and Matt's house, and one of our friends decided to just take a block, like an A B C duck, whatever, a wooden
Yeah.
block, and just ripped like a slap shot at me, and it hit me. And I literally still have a scar in between my head, in between my eyes, on my head, and I'll have it forever. And I bled almost out, and I got stitches, and that was a traumatic.
Bled
memory.
almost out, he
Almost
says.
out. I was almost gone.
It was almost a
My parents were
fatality.
saying their prayers,
fatality.
but I made it.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Thank God.
And that was another
That would
memory.
have been horrible. Yeah, if you never
Slap shot
get hit
block
with
to
the block.
the forehead. You know,
That's something
kids,
else.
you have to learn when you're a kid. That's being a kid's a learning experience, and
Really is.
Kids
learn
are,
from
kids
your
are
mis-
soft these days.
Yeah, learn
Yeah,
from
I'll
your
say it.
mistakes. You know.
Yeah.
You know what's not soft though?
Oh, boy.
Flamethrowers
Oh
they're
hell no!
not.
made by the Boring Company.
Glad I went that way.
But the news is
More
really about just
flamethrowers.
the Boring Company in general. We had a video that we had talked about and linked up, I believe, about Jay Leno being taken down through the tunnel with Tesla with Elon Musk
In a Cybertruck.
and a Cybertruck. It was a really cool video, and I think that if it works out the way and they let him continue to bore and actually put and mine underground, that they'll probably get him to more and more places faster, and it will be a beneficial thing as long as it's a safe way of doing it.
Sure.
The steel mixed with some sort of polymer resin that they use to make the tunnel as well too is apparently supposed to be like extremely safe. And they question the whole is it safe if there's like an earthquake or this or that.
Yeah.
And the answer is it's even more safe
Safer.
apparently
Yeah.
because of the fact that
Under
all
the
of the
ground.
waves go up as opposed to down from the ground.
I trust Elon.
Unless like a tectonic plate splits or something, I guess you really have nothing there. But-
Yeah, that'd be
That's-
an 8
that's
on the
in
Richter
God's
scale,
hands.
right?
Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
huge
the only-
one.
or a volcano.
right.
You know, stuff happens.
It's you're gonna have it, dude. You're gonna have it.
I guess I'm going to finish this.
I mean, it looks like it.
Take it.
For you, Mark. That is not a small can.
That is
Still
dark.
got a little bit to go, and it's that's all of
That
it.
is not a small can.
Well, I'm gonna roll through these real
This is
quick.
dessert.
We've got some stuff that's opening up soon.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yes, bunches.
Thank you.
Okay,
it feels good.
We've got some stuff that's opening up soon.
Missouri.
Ballpark Village opening dates June
Oh.
17th. Sports and Social St. Louis Outdoor Plaza, as well as One Life Fitness, are opening June 24th. Fox Sports Midwest Live is opening up because we'll obviously have in July hockey starting back up soon. We also have June 26th. PBR in St. Louis is starting back up, so you guys
boy.
can get back out there.
PBR,
and have a good time
baby.
there.
Ride the bull.
Get on out there and ride that bull.
Other quick dates that I have for you as well too, from a St. Louis public pool perspective, they will be reopening. Don't have the exact date. I think it's soon, but they said that they're going to have people wear masks still. Isn't that like? How are you gonna be in a
Masks at the
pool,
pool.
with a mask? Like, isn't that gonna
I mean,
get
I can't
wet?
swim to begin with. I'm going to be totally screwed.
be
So I'm gonna throw this out there.
be really
Okay.
weird.
And Mike Kloppel says hi to Mark Houston. So
Hey,
just so
how's
you
it
set
going,
that out
man?
there. But if you put me in a pool with a face mask on and it gets wet, it now is 10 times harder to
You're-
breathe.
you're
through
waterboarding
the face
yourself.
mask. You're waterboarding yourself.
Basically,
you're gonna
you're-
suffocate.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Now, who's going to have to suffocate and either almost die and or die in order for someone to be like, man, this
Masks
is a really
in the pool
bad
is
idea.
a horrible idea. Someone.
Are you
apparently.
sure they have to wear them in the pool though?
That sounds
I mean,
crazy.
They're saying in order to go and use it, how would you not be able to take it off in the
But that
pool
doesn't
and
work
have to
in a
wear it
pool.
around? What do you mean it doesn't work in a pool?
What do you mean? It's a face mask. It's gonna get the water's gonna
Well,
get you.
yeah, that's our point.
Yeah, well,
You
it's
know,
what
you're not inhaling air at that point. You're underwater.
You're
that's what-
waterboarding
more or
less-
yourself.
That's what
you might as well
we're
tie
trying
a
to say.
shirt around your head.
That's what we're trying to say.
It's torture.
Right.
Is that there's no
that's
easy
crazy.
way to wear a face mask and go swimming. And if it's just you sitting around the pool, like even still, like that's cool. What you're gonna come home and like have an outline
Well,
of
that's
like
the
around
thing.
your
Yeah.
mouth.
So
and
every
your face
person
gonna be
tanning
burnt?
every person tanning has like the goatee, just a white goatee
Yeah.
around their tan faces.
That's hilarious.
every woman. Sorry,
But
women.
hey, another really quickly start the stuff that's opening up, man. We have the aquarium
So
and the
awesome.
wheel opens Monday. Botanical
very
Gardens
cool.
June 16th. The zoo we have
Yeah.
opening up on June 13th. The City Museum is actually June 17th, and I've heard that they
Yes.
are doing like 400 people or something like that.
You know,
at
I've
that
never
time.
gone to the City Museum.
Yeah, that's
I
actually a
wanted to
good
go
time.
so bad.
You'll,
I've never
you
gone.
can go 10 times and find different stuff every time.
Different
It's
stuff.
amazing, yeah.
Everyone tells me, it's like, you
Yeah,
need to
It's
go.
one of the coolest
It
places.
depends on what kind of venue is there too, because like they change kind of like what they
All the time.
like their theme nights or
Yeah.
who's going to do
well,
this or
I'm
that.
talking about like a night chaser
Yeah.
party or something. You can
Yeah.
go there. You'll literally find stuff that you've never seen
cool.
before. And I don't even know how to get around that place. And I've been there probably 15, 20 times.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
blows
no
my
doubt.
mind.
I have Science Center opening June 20th. Tower Grove Park is supposed to be this month. They didn't give a date on that. And then Six Flags is opening June 22nd. We talked about this, their season pass fiasco. For June 22nd, season pass holders can go into Six Flags. And then June 26th, it will be opened back up to the public. So as they're kind of like, hey, sorry, we were closed for 2 months for your season pass. We're not going to refund you. We're going to give you guys the first 4 days or whatever back on your own in the park, so that way you're not overwhelmed or this or
Right.
that.
Yeah, that's probably.
We're gonna have some issues. I think the zoo's already having issues with online reservations
yeah.
and stuff.
Right.
Just
I
the
read that.
overflow of people wanting to do things, and that you're gonna have to. It's gonna be weird how it works, but at least we're opening up. We're gonna figure
things
it
are
out
opening.
eventually.
Yeah.
Feels good.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll work
Does.
out the kinks. It feels amazing.
Christian Wheeler, thanks for joining in. Anybody else that's joined in, we're share the video and we will go ahead and send over. It's a Bob
very
Camp
cool.
autographed Ren and Stimpy a toy kit with the Mr. Log in there, as well as Powdered Toast Man.
Powder Toast Man.
Yeah, so it's
Kyle
not,
didn't even open it yet.
it's not going to be open. It's autographed by Bob Camp. I bought it from a company called Lilu Multiprops. Is one of the first things I bought from him. And yeah, I'm going to do a nice thing and give back. All you got to do is share the video, and you're entered in for a chance to win. So
Beautiful
sign it back
piece.
at 2018.
It is very cool.
I think it was at a some sort of a convention of some sort.
That's awesome. Guys, also, if you have Twitter out there, please, you can see it's scrolling at the bottom of your screen, but follow us at The Name Shame Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd love-
Follow us on Instagram as well.
On Instagram, at The Nameless Shameless Podcast. We stream from all these platforms, so if you
Yeah.
don't have Facebook, you don't have these things, you probably aren't listening now, but,
Right.
you know,
Oh my gosh.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? It's been fun too. Like I'm blown away that we have almost 900 members now on the group. It's slowly getting closer and closer. We're getting the page that we made is getting kind of converted to with the likes and the followers there.
Yep.
So we appreciate it. Thank you so much to everybody that's been following and commenting and just kind of making this
Being a
what
part.
it is. Yeah,
We love it.
really
We love the
appreciate it.
interaction, guys. We love
Thank you all.
We got something to talk about here. Movies and TV. Okay. We talked about this before, I think a while back, but stand-up comedy is like more popular than ever now, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about it. Favorite stand-up comedy. We're going to go around the table. Anybody in the comment section, hit us with what you think as well, too. We'll go two apiece, and if you match up, it is what it is. One of my all-time favorites is Dave Attell, Skanks for the Memories.
Oh, David Tell's so good.
And then I'm going to have to go with another Dave, with Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
yeah.
I think it's Killing Me Softly.
Softly, yeah. That
yeah.
one was first.
I mean, those two are fantastic. You know, I can go for a couple more, but go ahead, Nick. Who do you got for your favorite stand-up comedian?
So just you're talking about a
I'm actually
comedian
talking
or
a specific set by this comedian too. Is what I just labeled off.
So this might be cheating because it's a couple comedians, but the first thing that really got me rolling, and I know it's a little late to the game, but I was in my early teens, I guess. But it's when the the Kings of Comedy came out.
Yep.
With Bernie Mac.
That was a good one.
And Cedric the Entertainer and D.L. Hughley
Yep.
and Steve Harvey. And I just remember friggin' laughing my ass off so much to that. Being a kid, I haven't watched it recently, but that was one of my first original favorite comedian comic stand-up movies.
Yeah.
You want to give me one more? God, it's just like music. Sometimes it's so hard to pick, but doggone it, I love Dave Chappelle, Killing Him Softly, dude.
Yeah.
That
You
another
can double up.
another
Can't
just
go.
original like that. That was one of the original ones I watched. I watched it with my boy TJ Casey. I mean, I think we watched that thing 600 times.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout high school, throughout our early college days. So I got to double up.
Yeah.
That one's classic, dude.
Yeah. Double it up. And then before we get to Mark, we got Killers of Comedy. That what we were talking about too. Daniel Tosh was thrown out. We have Bo Burnham. Thrown out.
I forgot about Bo. Damn,
And
those
then
are
Carl
good.
says also, I'm glad he actually remembers that too. He says, I'm still with you on Dennis Leary, No Cure for Cancer. We
Yeah.
talked about this before.
Yeah,
That's one of my all-time
That's just
favorite.
a given, I feel like.
Like
You
Dennis Leary nailed that one. There's not a bad joke in the set, and he was always just a high energy guy.
Yeah.
So I like that too. So good call out on
Classic,
that there, Carl.
for
Thanks
sure.
for tuning in again. So Mark, you just watched Willy Wonka.
I did. First time.
36 years old, first time you've
36
seen
years
Willy
old.
Wonka.
Yeah.
Also, you watched on my recommendation. After that, I asked you if you had seen Spaceballs, and the answer was an emphatic no.
Emphatic no.
But I've seen Tusk
but I put
multiple
it on.
times.
Yes.
And I've seen
Right after.
that movie where they cut that guy in half down the middle
Which
a few
one?
times. And
Bone Tomahawk.
and the other movie where they
Sound
gore that
effects.
person from the
Right.
inside out. And
Yeah, that's a lot.
But
of
I
them.
haven't seen Willy Wonka.
But that's what you're
That's
into
fine.
when
You're
you're a
right.
horror guy. You look
100%.
for the shit you haven't seen.
Willy Wonka's
see what's
secondary.
So you
violent.
enjoyed the tunnel scene, right? Where it's like, is it raining?
Yeah.
Is it pouring?
Oh,
Gene
yeah, that got
Wilder
dark.
is awesome.
Yeah,
in
he's
there.
amazing.
Like,
He
I'm
was
like,
amazing.
I know why this movie is what it is. And
Yeah.
it's him.
Gene
He's so
Wilder
good.
is fantastic.
So good.
Real quick, we got Michael Meyer throwing out Robin Williams in DC mid 2000s, pouring sweat.
Dude, that was one of my picks with Robin
Pouring
Williams.
sweat.
He is so funny.
Robin Williams was the hairiest man alive back in those days, and he
Robin
literally
Williams
could not.
knuckles.
And he was so high energy that he would pour sweat. It was
May or
just
may
hard
not
to like
had
watch.
probably a little bit of cocaine in his system.
Oh, that, I mean,
It-
probably.
Yeah.
May had
he's a comedian.
a little bit of a whole lot of that cocaine in
But
his system.
that
Yeah.
makes you sweat. But
Yeah.
also hilarious. God, like Robin Williams days back in like the comedy. What was that called when him and Whoopi Goldberg and Billy Crystal did like the comedy fundraisers and stuff? Not
know what
Def,
you're
not
talking
Def
about.
Comedy Jam, but comic
Yeah.
comic relief. Was it called Comic Relief?
There was a
so.
I think
something like that.
Yeah.
there was a place
God,
in
those things were so
Chicago that
funny.
was a big hit for a lot of.
Carl was saying,
Comedians.
Mark, you have to watch Spaceballs. Well, actually,
did.
He did.
You watched
And
it?
here's a
I
real
thought-
review.
I thought it was good.
Yeah?
It's so dumb.
I know.
And stupid and
Oh,
over
so
the top.
dumb.
But I mean, I like Rick Moranis. I like John Candy. I mean,
How can you not like Mel
was
Gibson
good.
though from the
Yeah.
get go? You know, Mel Gibson's such or Mel Brooks. Sorry,
Mel
Mel Brooks
Brooks.
is such a good director, and he pokes fun at so many different
I
things
know.
that. I mean, he's brilliant, dude.
Yeah.
He's
I love his
brilliant.
giant ass helmet.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dark
So
helmet.
Bad. Yeah, it was good for what it was. I mean, it was good.
If we're
So,
talking more Mel Brooks movies though, right now, I have to go into Robin Hood Men in
Men in
Tights.
Tights.
Oh, yes.
Men in Tights.
Hands down, like
Hey, Blinken?
my family's most quotable movie. Like if you're around me and my cousins or anybody like that,
Yeah.
like we will bore you to death with like how often and how we can just hit every single quote from that movie.
Great movie.
And it's not like we all watch it together. It's like we all watched it and found out that we liked it, and we just all know every single word to every single.
That's
But-
family
That's a
time.
fantastic
Yeah, no,
movie.
it's good. Robin Hood Men in Tights. If you
Dave
haven't seen
Chappelle's
that,
also
that's
in that,
awesome.
isn't he?
Dave, one of his
Davish?
one of his
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
movies there. Yeah.
Love that movie.
So a couple other things we want to talk about. So Uncut Gems. You guys finished Uncut Gems.
We did.
We
Yeah.
did.
I'm
Yeah.
the only
And
one.
my
that
favorite
did
comedy
not.
right now, by the way, is Brett Kreischer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
forgot.
Brett Kreischer,
yeah.
Secret Time.
Bert-
he has another
Bert
one.
Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer's good. And then the
He
Dave
is
Chappelle where he
hilarious.
accepted the Mark Twain Award. I don't know
That
if you
was
guys
good,
have seen
too.
it yet.
I watched that.
It's on Netflix. It's
newer one?
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my first
Those are
one
good.
probably be it was a Richard Pryor that I saw when I was
yeah.
like,
Richard Pryor's the king.
my
man.
dad,
Yeah.
like probably 6 years old, and I probably shouldn't have been watching it.
No,
Like,
no.
no.
Well,
I
George
like
Carlin.
Curse
Yeah.
one. George Carlin's
Carlin,
amazing.
Yeah,
Come
that was one of my
Yeah.
first
Early Eddie Murphy
actual
stuff,
stand-up
too.
comedies that I seen. Yeah, too.
Yeah.
But George Carlin, I remember actually finding my dad's old vinyl, and then having this blue Fisher Price record player, and like George Carlin. Oh, I was a comedian. I put it on there, and all he starts doing is talking about the 5 curse words
Eminem
that you
and
can't
this.
say, and this
Yeah.
and that. Oh, it was just
Yeah.
great. My dad was thrilled when he found that I found that. By the way,
Very cool.
sure he
but Uncut Gems. What are you guys' thoughts on it? It made me sick to my stomach. I thought it was
It's
an awesome
tough.
movie, but
It is good.
It just shows a person's decline when it comes to having an addiction problem.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You
It's
know?
definitely a movie
firsthand.
that you don't expect Adam Sandler to play.
Adam
But
Sandler
the
was
way
Not at
they
all.
line the movie up and the way the pace goes, I mean, you are on the edge of your seat the whole time. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, one thing after another, and how they intertwine everything to him, like the fake Rolex, to him jumping in someone's car, to the gem being here, and his watch, and the ring being here.
ring.
They intertwine everything so good. I was not expecting the end, though.
I didn't think
The
it
end
was going
was-
to be.
And I love
that
Opal,
good.
by the way.
Yeah.
I actually have a piece of Opal in my pocket right
my
now.
birthday.
Carl,
It's my
Carl
birthday
says
on a
Uncut
Libra.
Gems was okay. Moved extremely fast at the beginning. Weird to see Sandler in that type of role.
Want to touch it?
And that type of role too. I can agree, but the thing that's cool about that is that a lot of people criticize Adam Sandler and say he's kind of a one-trick pony, right?
Yeah. Well,
and I
he's
think that,
not.
and I think that he built a comedic empire with Happy Madison films.
Yeah.
He then, I think, allowed us to see people like Jonah Hill and other people get caught up or brought up through his kind of
Yep.
system as well too. So, without Adam Sandler there, I don't think that you see some of these Jonah Hills or Seth Rogens or any
Oh,
of those
no.
guys that come
Hell
up.
no.
I mean, he was
Dude.
incredible in this. When he realized he screwed up in that scene or whatever, and he was with his girlfriend or whatever, and he was just crying and drooling and spitting and
Man.
damn, you forget that's Adam Sandler. Like,
Right.
oh shit, man, he was great in
He
that.
was one
He was very
sleazy,
good.
skeezy dude in that
He
movie.
played it. He played it
perfect
well.
though.
I know, he
The
did.
Boston
Well.
gambling
Yeah.
pawn or
Man.
jewelry store owning,
Jewelry.
pawn shop type, just
Right.
sleazeball. He played it to a T. Overall, it's a great movie. I
did.
feel just a
Yeah,
bit
very good.
overhyped, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be incredible, and it was good. I was definitely
was
drawn
better
in
than
the
I
whole
thought.
time.
It was
But
good.
was
It was
better
better
Adam
than I
Sandler was
thought.
good.
And it was great.
That's
I'm
what
not
made it
not,
good.
not taking anything away from it, but just so
Yeah.
much hype coming.
So check
to
it out.
and I think all movies will do that.
Yeah.
Though.
check it out.
Definitely check it out.
Tell your
Definitely
friends-
worth
tell your friends
100%.
about it. It's not overhyped. I think it's worth watching
good,
somebody that did
really-
something outside. of their realm.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely see it.
So throwing this out there, have you guys seen the Have a Good Trip Adventures in Psychedelics on Netflix?
I'm really
No.
wanna see
Yes.
Such a cool little documentary thing or docuseries that they have. It is basically they go and talk to musicians and they talk to
Famous actors.
about their experiences with psychedelics, and then they put it into like a cartoon kind of a scene, so you can kind
Make
of
it kind
get
of
a visual
psychedelic.
yourself, make it psychedelic for you as well. They talk to the guys from the Beastie Boys. They talk
Ben
to
Stiller,
Sting,
Lewis
Oh,
Black.
Ben Stiller, Lewis Black.
He loses his name and he
what's
finds his
this-
wallet and he's like, "Oh, there's my name." Like, he has to
yeah.
like explain to people.
What's this called again?
It's called Have a
put a
Good
link in the
Trip
comments.
Adventures in Psychedelics. Okay. Now, after you watch the Have a Good Trip Adventures in Psychedelics, there's a show called Midnight Gospel.
Great show.
Midnight Gospel is, I'm not going to lie to you, I thought I was going to watch kind of like a Rick and Morty or kind of like a different kind of
deep.
animated
It's really
flick
deep.
there. And I get on there and it was more like a Waking Life or a
God, I love that
deep
movie.
kind of you know, they paint a picture for you, and I think that I'll show you a clip
called
of it
again?
whenever we go. Midnight Gospel.
Yep.
And Midnight
you'd like
Gospel, Midnight Gospel was cool. I mean, it's just something that maybe put on the background and soak in some of the images, because the cartoon work that they do is just very dark. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely worth a watch for
I
sure.
like that stuff.
So check them out if you haven't seen them. Also, some throwbacks here. A couple can't go without saying. Trailer Park Boys. All right,
Don't you love that?
Trailer
Never
Park
seen it.
Boys. You never seen that either?
I have, and I didn't like it at first, but I mean, they've been around for so long that I finally watched.
had
I
to
crushed
do
like
it.
4 or 5 seasons. I don't know how many they have now on Netflix, but
They got a lot.
they're awesome.
They got a lot.
Yeah.
Go-
Movies.
They do a lot of good stand-ups too.
Yeah, I've
Huge-
seen them on
huge
tour.
cult
They were
following.
funny as hell.
Yeah,
Actually.
huge cult following.
Who's the one guy always carrying the drink? Always has.
Oh,
the
that's
drink.
Julian.
Yeah, Julian.
Yeah.
Always. The one where they sell the military grade urine.
Oh, dude, it's so out there, dude. I love it. I love it. I like that cheesy, funny kind of.
Oh
thing
yeah,
every once in a while, yeah.
slapstick.
I love Bubbles. He's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
character.
Oh, Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Top
If
3
Bubbles
favorite
isn't your
characters
favorite
in all
character, then
of-
I know
something's
who
wrong.
that
all
is
of
either.
TV.
I haven't seen it.
So another throwback that we haven't talked about yet, Twister, is back
classic.
on Netflix. Okay?
That's cool.
Back on Netflix.
Let me ask you this: whenever you think of Twister, what's the first thing that pops in your mind? Go.
I mean, tornado, but the cow and the
Okay.
shed.
The
yeah.
cow in the shed. Okay.
I love
Mark,
Dusty.
Dusty,
It's the wonder of nature, baby.
Nick,
The cow.
the cow.
The cow is hard
spinning
to
in the
beat.
tornado, Warren.
All
Or
right,
the
so
sensors.
I'm not going to
The
throw this
sensors
out
are
Yeah.
there.
cool.
Dorothy.
I mean, Dorothy had to go
And the
into that
balls.
damn tornado.
Yeah.
And the
she
balls
did,
that
yeah.
went up in the
Yeah,
air when they
the
had
sensors.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she said.
Uh,
Sensors,
but
yeah.
no, a
remember
friend of
that.
mine was watching this, and then I kind of had that flashback to the movie, and the first thing that popped into my head was the cow flying through the air.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
like, oh,
the
look,
first thing I
another cow.
pictured.
Nope, that's the same one.
Pretty sure that's the
pretty
same
sure that's
one.
the same one. But no, I hadn't seen it in a long time. Can you believe that was kind of like a breakthrough for us with CGI and the way that they were doing stuff like that back
1996,
then?
right?
Where
Was
it
it
started
96?
a little bit.
I want to
Yeah.
say
Let's
96
see.
that was. I
They
could be
brought you
wrong.
right into that tornado. I mean, that
My
was
dad
such an
loves
awesome
tornadoes. He loves that movie.
action-packed, you know.
Yeah, it was. It was very like
96. Good call.
96, yeah.
May 10th.
so. I mean, you've never seen a cow flying through the air like that.
You haven't.
That's
Unless
not
you've
gonna lie.
actually been in a tornado
Yeah.
Yeah.
at a farm.
That was a great movie.
Didn't know cows could fly, did you?
So
Twister
one
is
more
back on
time, too.
Netflix.
Yes.
Memorabilia, shout
Share.
out, giving
Share
away,
it.
That thing's
share the
really
video.
cool.
No, this thing's
Ren and
Someone's gonna like
Stimpy
it.
figurine. We're
That thing's
gonna
neat.
we're gonna keep this one up for a week, like I said, and give enough people time to share it if they didn't get a chance to watch tonight. But it is signed by Bob Camp, the creators of Ren and Stimpy. It was signed back in 2018. I obtained it from Lilu Multiprops. We will hopefully have an interview with them coming up sometime.
Yeah.
Links in the comments,
Extremely
too.
nice folks. Actually,
Great
should I
people.
spill it? Should I spill the
gotta
beans
spill
and
the
tell them what
beans.
I got?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes.
Well,
Not what you like. What do you both
so
got?
Do you have a drum roll
So I bought.
sound?
I bought basically. I sent a message out to these guys because I have to bounce some ideas off them. And they're Lilu Multiprops. They're having a signing with Michael Keaton. Okay.
Love Michael Keaton, by the way.
Michael Keaton's, I love him, this and that, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to buy the autographed Funko Pop by Michael Keaton from Batman or Beetlejuice. So I sent out a text to the group and said I had to ask those guys like, hey, which one should I get? this and that. Also, one of those reasons why we're also, if you share the video, we're going to give away this piece of memorabilia here. It's because I enjoy it. I'm a collector, and I already have two other pieces now signed. So
Pay it forward.
But yeah, I have a Michael Keaton autographed Batman Funko Pop coming soon. Also, a Michael Keaton Beetlejuice that glows in the dark.
Oh
Funko
my
Pop that's
gosh!
coming
Wait till you
soon
guys
as
see
well.
First
this.
thing I noticed, I'm like, it glows in the dark.
You guys gotta
It's a
see
great
this.
movie.
It's incredible.
Beetlejuice.
Yes. Also, big
Cool.
news for the podcast. Once the basement is finished, because it's under maintenance right now, we will be moving this podcast down there where we'll have more room to where we can display that stuff and have a little bit.
We have a
more,
lot of stuff
more room
around.
and stuff too. So we're trying everything we can to kind of upgrade the podcast as we go. But it's with everything going on in the pandemic and everything, it hasn't been an easy process.
We're early on in this process too, y'all. It's coming soon.
So thank you for the
Revolving.
help. Thank you for the help. Now, speaking of help, there's one important topic that we didn't really get a chance to talk about. The UN was having some things going on. We talk about mental health, and
We do.
With that being said,
Very
if you
important.
are interested in offering up your services, they have a thing going on called the Virtual Volunteer, where you can go and do webinars and do like Zoom meetings and whatnot with people that are a part of this program in order to help talk them through some downtimes, maybe with mental health or anything like that. So it's called the Virtual Volunteer. You can get connected up with a complete stranger, talk to them, try to obviously get to know them and friend them and help them
Very
through
cool.
some hard times. That was actually pretty cool too.
Being
I
a
like
pen
that.
pal. It's like the new age pen pal.
Yeah.
People just need to talk to somebody sometimes.
No, they
Help them
do.
out.
They do. So
It's really cool.
Yeah, even just talking to someone. That's good.
I'm available if anyone wants to talk to me.
yeah,
You got
Is
time?
Mark there?
Mark's number in the
I got
comments.
time. Go ahead.
Mark's
I'm available. All the time.
Everyone has it already, I'm sure.
But we will.
Multiple bathrooms
Carl,
just
we are
located.
all wearing Blues jerseys tonight because the Blues
Carl, late to the
1
game.
year ago.
Yeah,
I believe the
we won-
12th
I almost
of
fell for
June.
that.
The 12th. So at midnight tonight, we'll mark the day that the
The 1
Blues
year
won.
anniversary.
The 1 year anniversary of us winning. So we decided to all throw on a different Blues jersey for the
Yeah.
night in order to represent the team.
Is
So
it the green one or blue one here?
yeah, what's that?
This is the cheer. Which
The
one's
cheer.
the cheer?
I'm gonna go with green.
This one?
Yeah.
Set me up for that
Disappointing
Boomer's
thing
fault.
ever. That was actually for our Boston fans.
It's okay. Well, we're just going to cheer for the Blues anyway. 1 year anniversary. Thank you, St. Louis, baby.
Finally did it.
Thank
a
you
bird
for
in there,
Stanley
too.
Cup.
Finally did it.
We appreciate
We did
that.
it, baby. We
appreciate
did it.
that.
Still
Good
got
call
it,
out,
right?
though. Good call out. Yeah, we did.
Got it.
We still got it.
So speaking of NHL, training camp starting July 10th. Okay.
Yeah.
That's big news. I was expecting to hopefully watch some hockey while, maybe I was, in a vacation. But it is what it is. Normally, it's weird, though, because I'm going to get to Florida at the end of June, beginning of July. And normally, whenever I'm looking to see who's signing where and who's leaving and who's doing this, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to literally just be able to get ready for training camp phases to go through for me to be able to then watch hockey. And that's just, it blows my mind. It blows my mind that we're going to be able
It's
to
going
watch
to be
that.
so
late.
much fun for us here when it's back on and we can
This is
kind of
progressing.
watch what's going
There's
on. So
new news every day, and that's such a good. I mean, that's awesome.
Right.
We're going to have hockey.
Right.
yeah, just seeing people practicing. That made it
That was so cool.
felt so excited.
Five
about
guys passing around
Right.
around a circle. I mean, I was
that. Surprised how exciting that was.
I got
to see it
goosebumps.
again.
So
Derek
good to
Munster
see.
said, "Happy anniversary." It all still feels like a dream to me. Every time I watch the highlights, I still get chills. I'm in the same boat.
I cry.
man.
I still cry. It feels so
It's
good.
hard to believe we finally did it.
Yeah.
Those director's cuts on YouTube. Seriously, they're like 20 minutes
Oh,
a
yeah.
piece from the parade, from the minutes after they won the cup, from their days with the cup. If you'll cry all over again.
If anyone
It's
got to
happening over
see
again.
that Blues like the little Stanley Cup movie, I mean, just watching Berube and tell these guys right before the games what you got to watch it. I mean,
It
no
does.
wonder
It gives
those
you
guys
chills.
went out there and gave everything they got. That guy made me want to get out there and play.
Unbelievable.
We had the right guy leading the pack.
We did. We finally found the heart to put
Yep.
us over the edge.
There's some heart. Yeah.
Damn.
Put it all together.
We did.
So
And that was 1 year
1
ago
year anniversary, baby.
tomorrow. So that is what we're doing. We appreciate
lot of
the
Blues
call out
rocking
of the
tonight.
blues of the blues swag. But yes, we've
Who
got
knows
that
what?
going.
Who knows what would be happening if there wasn't COVID? We could
So-
be. We could be
Right.
celebrating
Could
the
be
second
playing-
one
yes.
tonight.
This is true.
We could
This is
be.
true.
Be Game 7 in Tampa tonight.
Could be a very real
Oh,
possibility.
Tampa in St. Louis, Game 7 tonight
Yeah.
should be. I think so. We would have won. Sorry, Pat.
There's still a possibility that could happen.
Shout out to Pat Maroon.
There is, yeah. Shout out
You
to
never
Pat.
know. Every show.
I was just
You just
trying
have
to
to.
text him over here to see if he wants to do an interview sometime. But hey, what are the big questions that are going to be aroused whenever we come back? Like, right? Is it going to be something coming down to like, hey, are we worried about there being no fans? Is there going to be health issues? Is there going to be healthy, notable people that are coming back? We talked about that. Are people
So
gonna be
many.
jet lagged from having to do this, like the whole layoff process? And then what is the home team really going to do? What's the home team really going to do?
There's a lot of questions there.
You know?
So
it's
this
going
is
to be interesting.
Something I was informed of today that I didn't know about is so there's the play-in round.
Yeah.
There's four
Best of 5, right?
best of 5,
Right.
4 matches on each side, playoff round to play. Those 4 teams will play the top 4 seeds. Now, while those play-in rounds are happening, the top 4 seeds are playing each other. Did you know that?
No.
4 seeding.
Really?
So each team, so the Blues, Dallas, who is it? Blues, Dallas, Vegas,
Colorado?
and Colorado.
Right.
We'll each play each other one time,
Wow.
and the best record out of that is how you're seeded.
Wow.
So we're first now. Boston's first now. If we go 1-2 or 0-3 against those 3 teams,
Yeah.
we'll be 4 seed. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that because who wants to play 0 games after like these teams just
Right.
fought their balls
Yeah, you've
off for
gotta get
5
your-
games in a
get your legs out there,
playoff
get
type
going.
experience? Yeah, you have to be playing, and I'm sure they'd be practicing while this happening, but no game action.
Right.
So I kind of like that as long as we can keep everyone healthy and not get injured. But it's hockey, so
agree.
it is what it is. But yeah, I didn't know that they were going to be playing.
is
The
very
top
cool.
4 seeds are going to be playing 4 seeding while the playoff
I
rounds
didn't
are
even
happening.
know that.
They'll each play each other. The best record is how they'll be seeded.
Those playing games are going to be a lot of fun.
Dude, this is going to be
It's going to
Yeah.
be
all
awesome.
I know
day
a lot of
interesting.
some teams are upset about it, but I think if you're a hockey fan, you're going to be all over it.
not every.
You
and
can't
I-
please everyone.
You can't,
No, you're not.
and this was the fairest way to do it. And I think even
got-
the Blues and the Bruins are kind of in the worst shape. The top seeds, they could get knocked
Right.
way down depending on what happens. But
could.
we're going to see hockey, and
gonna
it's going
have
to
to play
happen.
for
And
it.
just it's all
Yeah.
it is. We're all in the same boat, and it's the fairest way to do it.
Yeah.
I
Did
can't
you guys talk
friggin'
about
wait.
the In Their Words that they were talking about, the In Their Words that's on tomorrow? So Jimmy Tracy and Derek post up some stuff, and it's basically going to be In Their Words. It starts tomorrow. It is basically kind of, I think, Game 6, Game 7 of the players in the players' words, as opposed to kind of the in the moment thing that they had the professional people doing.
Right.
So it's just a different outlook of maybe just some thoughts and feels on that situation
Yeah.
that we didn't get a chance to look at.
Good to hear from the actual players who actually played in the
Right.
game, rather than just commentators and analysts that think they know what's going on.
It's going to be fun.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
It's just cool to relive it. It never gets old.
Never gets old.
It won't get
I
old.
posted on our Twitter just the last, just the last. They keep replaying the last 5 seconds
Yeah.
of the game, and I was just like, you just can't stop watching that.
I was here. I will remember it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And glorious.
I shot a
glorious.
confetti cannon at you. You got me the last series, remember? That
Yeah.
was great.
That was awesome.
Damn.
I could watch that a million times. I'm not
Yes,
gonna lie.
you can.
Oh,
It's amazing. Love it.
But I'm excited for it.
Happy
I'm glad
anniversary.
We have we actually have, with hockey starting up, dates coming around, so that's going to be positive for us. I mean, there's really not much more going on though. You got to think. I mean, we do shows on Mondays and Thursdays. There's not a lot that goes on between
Right.
Monday and Thursday.
No.
But
somehow we manage.
sometimes, somehow we manage, right?
Yeah.
As far as NHL goes, you'd mentioned that July 10th is when.
July
Yeah.
10th.
So it's
yeah.
still we still got a ways until we're
Yep.
going to see hockey. But we're going to see hockey
But it's
probably in
coming.
August,
It's
late
coming.
July, August.
Yeah,
But
it's coming.
yeah, it's coming.
Well, then let's talk about baseball.
A little bit of baseball.
We have baseball. We have the draft going on, obviously.
Right.
Virtual draft. So kind of taking a little bit of the gusto away from some of these kids that, that probably could have had a nice little experience as far as that goes of being to do the live draft. But the virtual one, still, they're excited. They're hugging their
It
friends
is what
and
it
family.
is.
I've seen one kid did a nice little dance with two
Yeah.
girlfriends of his or something like that.
Gotta love it.
Yeah,
Maybe it was
that's
his
cool.
sisters. I'm not sure.
It is what it
I guess
is.
I got to
Yeah.
be careful what I
You gotta
say.
be careful. Yeah.
Arkansas.
We're not sure. We're not sure.
Who's to say? Let's be honest.
Who knows who they were?
Who's to say?
Just
I mean,
fans.
It was a
friends.
great draft though too. From there was some really good prospects in it this year.
Give me a breakdown.
The top pick, Spencer Torkelson. Pardon me.
Spencer Torkelson.
There's no surprise here because everyone. I think he's made They made a deal before the draft even started. I think they knew that they were bringing him in. He's the top offensive player in the draft since Mark Teixeira. Remember that fool?
Teixeira. We talked about it.
He could rake.
actually.
He was a raker for sure.
He raked for a short period of time.
And then injuries plagued him. But as long as they use guys like this right, they're like Hondas. They'll go forever.
They run forever.
The Tigers announced him as a
do.
third baseman too, and I think they're having some. Their Tigers are more in a rebuilding mode. So
100%.
I think that was a good
Absolutely.
pick for them, and a real surprise here, which really worked out for a team who is on the upswing. I'll tell you that. The second pick was Heston Kierstad, outfielder from Arkansas, by the Orioles. Now, no one really expected this guy to go there, but he's still good. He was ranked in the top 10, but not 2. So the Orioles, maybe they're the new factory of sadness when it comes to baseball.
Unfortunately, that's been the case.
Maybe, hopefully, Heston Kierstad works out for them from Arkansas. The Marlins picked up a right-handed pitcher, Max Meyer from Minnesota, and that's fine. But they should pick the fourth guy that the Royals picked, Asa Lacy, a left-handed pitcher from Texas A&M. But this was the shocker here, Austin Martin. This cat from Vanderbilt, dude, he is just a stud, and all I could hear was between Austin Martin and Torkelson as the first pick.
He went to Toronto,
and he went to Toronto Blue Jays, the shortstop. They picked up Austin Martin, dude. He's great. He's a great player. He's gonna hit. He's got incredible defensive power. Extreme upside. 5-tool. Just 5-tool player.
they're building.
They've got some key young
That
kids
adds to
already.
Vlad
Bichette.
Guerrero, Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio, and Austin Martin.
Now
he's a shortstop, so that kind of gives him a logjam on the left side of the infield.
Yeah.
But they'll figure it out. Cat, the fact that he dropped down to the 5th spot everyone was like pretty shocked. And the fact that the Blue Jays got him just showed me that as long as they can keep putting things together, they're going to be one of the
I'd love
best
to see
teams around
Toronto
here.
get it together and come out of that tough NL East.
Just to round
Or AL East, I mean.
Toronto's a fun team to
Dude,
watch.
they're
whenever they
fun.
have the people that they need.
They are going to put it together, and I think that
They've had some good teams back in, they had Bautista, Edwin
did. Oh, yeah.
Encarnacion. They had pieces there, and then it didn't work.
Flash in the pan.
A lot of time
Bautista.
more.
Bautista is kind of a flash in the pan. I mean, not like Carpenter. But, I would have loved to have had Batista in his prime when he was
In his
hitting
prime,
30
he was a
jacks.
big deal.
But
Joey Bats.
But he got into that point where people learned he was just a big swinger, and if you threw him a breaking
Feast or
ball,
famine.
Feast or famine.
You couldn't hit it, yeah.
I believe they were trying to bring him back as a reliever this year.
Really?
Bautista.
Look that up. Jose Bautista was trying to come back. He was throwing gas.
I know
he was throwing about 90 miles per hour.
Someone, I know Brian Wilson was trying to come back and learn how to throw a knuckleball, but it never worked out.
Interesting.
Remember Fear the Beard?
Love that wild.
I love that guy.
Rounding out the top 10 here in the draft, we have the 6th pick by the Mariners, Emerson Hancock, a right-handed pitcher from Georgia. 7th pick by the Pirates, Nick Gonzalez, shortstop from New Mexico State. The Padres picked Robert Hassell III, outfielder from Independence High School. So he's probably,
They got a video of him, so he's got to be pretty good.
He's got to be good.
And another team,
or he didn't have anything to do.
Another team drafting for the future, man. The Padres are young and they got a good they got good things going on. Heard a lot about this guy too. The Rockies at 9 got Zach Veen, an outfielder from Spruce Creek High School. So I read a little bit about this guy. Comparisons to Corey Bellinger and Christian Yelich. I mean, the top 2 MVPs.
He should have a blast at Coors Field.
And he's playing in Coors Field. So you might want to listen and take notes on Zach Veen, the outfielder for the Rockies, coming up here in the next couple of years. And the Angels at number 10 got Reed Detmers, a left-handed pitcher from Louisville. Other notables, you guys want to know what the Cardinals did? We got Jordan Walker, third base from Decatur High School. He's got some of the best projectable power in this draft with bat speed plus lots of strength and leverage in his 6'5" frame. He's a giant. Wow. He has a naturally long swing, shows some feel for hitting. He's a third baseman. It's a big body, but I mean, if he can move quick enough,
me a little bit.
Does that mean that
They
we're
might switch
drafting
him
a
to
third
first
baseman because he's a ways away.
It's a ways away.
That'll take some time.
A guy that
get
size.
That Arenado in there until we can
we'll move him to
Nolan
first.
Arenado guy that we talk about quite a bit, actually.
It does say if he moves well, and if he does move, he fits the right field profile. So we always have a log jam in the outfield usually, but we'll fit some up. And let's see, number 23, your hometown Cleveland Indians,
Carson
Mark. Carson Tucker, shortstop from Mountain Point High School. A lot of buzz that this guy was going to go
They always draft
in
well.
the first
They have
round.
to.
Sure enough, he did. Indians he's a line drive hitter, plays quicker than his average speed on the bases and in the infield. So good pick from the Indians. Haven't heard anything bad.
Their idea with Lindor is they're going to have to probably let him go or trade him for picks, or that's usually what Cleveland ends up having to do.
They will.
Yeah, eventually.
Recycle someone.
I was looking at.
Lindor over to us.
I would take Lindor in
I'll
a
take
second.
Lindor in a
Holy
heartbeat.
I like
shnikes.
Francisco Lindor.
The lowest draft grade by the experts, I say that loosely, was the White Sox. They got a C minus. They drafted Garrett Crochet. Crochet?
Looks like.
I'm going to go with Crotchet.
Crotchet.
We're gonna call you cooler. Since you got a C minus in the
he's
draft,
French.
we're gonna call you
Crochet.
Garrett Crochet, the left-handed pitcher from Tennessee. He was hitting 100 miles with his fastball, but I think he's got something going on.
He's got a
and
slider
a
change.
lot of people were going to
Shoulder
pass
problems.
on him, and the White Sox just said, "Oh, we'll swipe him up. We'll swipe up Crotchet." So they did, and they got the worst draft grade.
Maybe he's not as crotchety as people think.
And these are just draft.
It's a lefty hitting 100 miles an hour. You're going to get people at least excited with that.
Yeah,
So-
and it's not hard to
Fortunately-
it's not easy to find these days.
right. No.
And these are like I say loosely, experts that really don't know much until some of these top draft picks turn out to be crap, and some of these crap turn out to be all stars. So you don't know what's going to happen here.
What was that, green?
That was
Yes, that was totally green.
Let's get a green. There it is.
Sorry, White Sox, you got the worst draft. So there you go. That's pretty much the round one pick by pick rundown. I think we have some Cincinnati Reds fans out there, if I'm not mistaken.
We do.
Yeah,
We
the
do
12th pick. They picked Austin Hendrick, outfielder out of West Allegheny High School. They grabbed the best prep power hitter in the draft. So he's got bat speed, strength, and leverage.
And Great American Ballpark. If you hit for power, you're going to hit a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
The Cardinals do.
How
Just
long-
saying.
How long do you think that's going to take these guys to get into play? We're talking about these
Just-
kids are out of.
depends
I
how
don't,
good
and I don't know
and how
too much
weak
about
their system
the
is.
Reds. Like
Right.
they maybe they have a lot of outfielders too. It says he fits the right field profile nicely, but he might slide over to center. But I'm pretty sure they've got a lot of really good
It's
outfielders.
one thing to
too,
get
right?
drafted by like the Tigers. You're probably going to move up fairly quick. If
Yeah.
you get drafted
You can
by
play any
Boston
position at that point,
Or the
right.
Yankees, you're going to have to fight a little bit more
Sure.
probably to
Depends
get
on
up
the
there.
team.
I can see that.
Yep.
I can see that.
Those are just some notables on the draft that happened online last night. If you guys caught it, you probably were bored as hell.
You were probably
So you were watching an online
You were
Major League
watching an
Baseball
online
draft.
MLB draft.
Hopefully you guys had things going on. But there it is, the MLB 2020 virtual draft.
There you go.
We have the clapping noise, but you started the intro theme song, so I guarantee that thing's still blaring right now.
No, I hit the green one.
Don't you? Shout out in the
I tried to
comments.
remix the green one.
Shout out in the comments if you guys love that intro song too. Let's keep it going.
Yes,
do
thank
like
you.
it.
Love it.
Thank you.
You guys were heavily involved in that.
wrote
That was
that?
awesome.
Roadcaster Pro wrote that.
Roadcaster Pro, yeah, built in.
The Roadcaster Pro band.
Built in.
The best you can get with the money.
Shout out to them. You got it going.
You know, you're gonna have that from time to time. You know.
I think it's good. I like it.
So
Love it.
let me say it. So Manfred says there's going to be baseball. Yeah, and I've been told we're going to get a new Florida All-American. Let's be serious.
perfect comparison. Sorry, Rob.
Empty promises, Manfred. I'll believe it whenever I
Promises.
see it. Now, he did say also that he was going to be juicing up the deal that the players were going to be getting, so that way it would be favorable to them compared to the last deal, as far as I think the money compensation went.
A 75-game season, right?
I think so, yes.
Isn't that the plan now?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard that the owners, anything less than like 100 games, they're not going to accept. There's no point. They say that's not a season. That's nothing. We'd rather just cancel it. So it keeps getting lower and lower. I think they might have offered 89.
We went.
The last
they
one?
were at 114, and that didn't make it. That didn't work.
And that's what
Whatever
the
that
owners wanted.
pitch was,
The
yeah.
owners think that's good enough. That's enough games to actually constitute a decent season, maybe 2/3 of the season.
Right. My only thing is, if you do 75 games, every game means something. So
Sure.
it's going to be probably better because you got to win. You're going to
Gotta
have to win at the beginning.
That's true.
You do.
So
Yeah.
you're not going to have
Can't have
3 or 4 week.
15-game losing
Yeah,
streaks.
that won't work.
ruin you.
You're not going to make it. You better play good the whole time. So that'll make it, at least if they can come together, which I don't believe.
I don't think they're going to play.
I don't think so either. We're on the same page.
don't
I don't want to be negative,
Kyle
but I
is-
mean,
yeah, I don't-
it's like the players agreeing to the owners just rejecting them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it's an endless circle here. We can't.
If it
Circles
happens,
are
I'll
endless.
say
It's infinite.
they told me so, but I don't
I'd love, prove us
Right,
wrong,
prove
please,
us wrong.
MLB.
Yeah.
But Manfred says it's happening. He's the commissioner, but I don't think really anyone listens to him that much. But let's do it. He says there'll be baseball of some form in 2020, like you said. Also, an open sentence. What the
very-
hell does that
yeah.
mean?
What does that mean?
It'll be like a 3-on-3 home run derby tournament. Like, who's your baseball fan?
Men's beer league softball
Yeah.
That'd
on ESPN the Ocho.
be whatever,
No, hey, real quick, Jimmy Tracy had to take off. He says, "Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Love you,
do the
Jimbo.
same, brother.
Thanks,
we
Jimmy.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you for the share." Derek Munster says, "What roller hockey rink doesn't need new flooring?" He goes, "Queenie is like skating on gravel with an occasional speed bump thrown in." No, I agree.
I don't know about you guys, but I love Stadium's floor.
Skating the old
I
wooden
grew
floor.
up there. It was Ron's Roller World.
Yeah, your uncle owned
Yeah,
that.
a
Yeah.
good cleaning
Jim
on these
loves
sports
skating.
floors too makes a big impact.
Yeah,
And
that
I feel
dust-
like
dust
they
builds
don't
up.
get cleaned a lot. But
Whatever.
I haven't played hockey in a while.
Question. We have a doc coming out soon. Sosa,
Yeah.
McGuire, home run.
Can't wait for this.
The Bash
This
brothers,
looks like
right?
fun.
Another moment that really reminds me of just having
Like-
fun as a kid.
What do
being
you
14 years old.
remember most of that entire run and chase?
Dude, going to BP with my dad.
An hour
That's what you
before the
remember?
game.
I loved it. I mean, when he would step
Moonshots.
in, it's
But
there's
that's
like
not what I
10,000
see.
people there
Oh, yeah.
watching him
I know.
ready to go.
Batting practice was better than the game.
That's not
Unfortunately,
what that's not what I enjoyed whenever I was watching that. You know what I think that I liked about it the most was, and maybe it's cheesy, maybe it's not. When you watch Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa go after that home run record, and not only were they both going after it, but the camaraderie between the two of them, the friendship that they had, what we got to experience between the two of them, I think was cooler.
It was
than,
adorable.
Oh, it's-
than the whole
Cubs
Yeah.
versus Cardinals, man.
you know
And Cubs versus Cardinals
I mean,
on top of it.
that even made it better.
Right.
And they didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Until this either. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire didn't know each other until this
Right.
year. It's not like they were
Right.
friends before.
Right.
They didn't know each other.
Mark was
Really?
mostly in Oakland, and Sosa was mostly in the National League at that point.
Yeah.
They had no. They
So-
had, they became a real
And they were
real
getting,
buddies.
They were getting their stuff from different guys, so I mean, they didn't know.
One was doing
so
gummies, one was
Jose-
doing Android.
Jose was shooting him up.
know.
If you ask Jose,
I mean-
no big deal.
No big deal. No big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But what do you remember the most about that? Because to me, that's what I remember: the camaraderie. I remember the camaraderie between the two of them. You say you remember that, Nick. What do you got? What do you remember from that McGuire and Sosa kind of run?
Just the bombs. You'll never forget every time Sammy Sosa hit a home run, you knew it was a home run because he's jumping around. He hits that ball and he just jumps 5
Yeah.
times.
It was like
Yep,
an
that's
immediate
gone.
jump right after he hit it.
No question of any home run they hit that year. There was no is it going to go out? No, they were all full on bombs. All year long, and it's funny, except for 62, the one that broke the record,
one that barely
He just hit
made
it
it.
right over the fence.
Who was the pitcher?
Line driver.
Traxel?
Steve Traxel. My dad hated that guy.
Steve Traxel. He
He
wore a
took forever
puka shell
to throw a
necklace
pitch.
too. He was a freaking tool.
Steve Traxel.
But yeah,
Tool.
and the
Puka shell necklaces.
wore a puka shell. All those home runs were bombs, except for the ones that broke the record.
Right.
Just went right. That's what I remember about
brought
that.
baseball back. It was exciting.
it did.
Baseball
It did.
needed them.
I don't give a damn if the balls were juiced, if the players were juiced.
Yeah.
You're right. Baseball needed that.
They-
They're
at that
gonna need
time-
that again.
Yeah.
Let's juice them back up.
No,
because
we don't need that because instead of us having that, they just changed the balls.
they're juicing
Yeah.
balls. Well, I think they're
So
juicing
that-
balls too at that back at that
Well,
time.
they
That's
are.
why the home runs were going 550
No,
feet.
those were
in
still
the,
under regulation. I mean, they were
the
regulation.
All-Star game in Boston where he was crushing them over the.
Remember, these were the guys that were hitting 60 home runs. Other people still weren't.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well-
like you had to have. They were on steroids, right? But you still had to
Right, I
hit the
think so.
ball.
There's-
you still had
and
the
you-
capability to be an athlete,
Absolutely.
hit the ball,
100-mile
use the power
fastball.
as your
Yeah,
advantage.
There were
Don't get me
things
wrong.
that were like, red flags, like Brady Anderson. He hit 50 home runs one year.
Wild.
Brady Anderson hit 200 for his whole career.
Grady
He hit
Anderson.
Brady.
Brady.
He was
Brady
a leadoff
Anderson.
hitter for the Orioles.
Yeah.
It was
He hit
awesome.
50 home runs one year, and you just looked at him like, wow,
One
he's a
random
lot
year.
bigger than he's ever been.
Yeah.
And he was in the
finished
report.
second in home runs. It's like,
A lot of these players you forget were
Where
in
did
the
that come from? You know,
you forget some of these players were in the reports and they got busted. Their
Rafael
names came
Palmeiro.
out. Well, Palmeiro was just an ass for waving
Yeah.
his finger in Congress, saying I would never do this.
It
This
made
is
him look so
ridiculous.
bad.
And then you got busted. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But I just remember a lot of these players you don't remember. Some of these little guys who did have those years where they hit 40 to 50 home runs. It's like, where did that come from?
I wrote
Now
a couple
you
guys
put it all
down.
together.
Todd Hundley hit 41. He was a catcher. Do you know anything else about him? Nope. Terry Steinbach was a catcher. He hit 36. Ed Sprague, 36.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you think about these guys, it's like, okay, something was going on. And Jose Canseco, like I said last night, it was just like, yeah, we were all doing it. And then everyone, he got blacklisted and everything.
And
like that. I'm
ultimately,
not even
when they
mad
were
at
doing
Jose.
it wasn't wrong.
It
there
wasn't.
was no rules against it.
Jose was like, I kind of thought my job was entertaining.
Sure.
We were entertaining.
And they sure were.
I mean, yeah, we did this, but it was a part of entertainment.
Everyone
That's what
did it.
Baseball misses
He
now.
was just a narc.
yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, Jose Canseco was an arc.
He did.
You can't.
I mean,
do that.
he flat out said what he did.
Yeah.
He ran out of money. He needed to make a controversial book, and
Well, he
brought
basically
him back.
got.
Right?
He didn't have a job. He was basically left out of baseball,
He was on that reality show on VH1 for a little bit.
and he did. I mean, I'm not like a Jose Canseco guy, but I mean, did those guys all do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jose told the truth too. I mean, the truth will
did.
set you free. So maybe
As
not
bad
this
as I know, a lot of people are kind of weird about Jose Canseco, but I mean,
also maybe a
happened.
sleazeball
I mean,
yeah.
a little bit. I mean,
he was a meathead. He literally went to go catch a ball, and the ball hit him over on the head and bounced over the wall for a home run. I mean, I think it happened twice.
Yeah.
could have.
I didn't say he was a good
done
fielder.
stuff.
What an idiot. That was one pathetic loser. Oh man!
No offense.
Hey, so one of the things too, whenever I was looking through the Michael Keaton signing thing too,
Yeah.
I forgot to bring this up earlier. One of the movies that he did, I don't know if you guys remember this one, Multiplicity.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Great movie.
She touched my peppy, Steve. Like there's like a kind of a slower one of the guys that they cloned
Yeah.
off of him, and his wife gets thrown off because she doesn't know they all look like him or whatever. And he's like, "Were you here?" He's like, "Yeah, it was my wife." He's like, "Yeah." And he goes, just look at the face of Michael Keaton because he talks to him. He's like,
Yeah.
he touched my peppy, Steve, or she touched my peppy, Steve. Talking about his wife, and he's like, "Oh my god, what's going on?"
I used to love Mr. Mom. That was
Mr. Mom is a
great
classic.
one.
Yeah,
Was he in Life? My Life, the one where he made
Life?
made the
Life, wasn't it?
movie for his kid.
Yeah.
He was dying.
Yeah.
Oh god, that one made me cry.
Jack Frost.
he was in Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
He was in Jackie Brown.
Oh, he was the best when he was the police
Cop and
chief.
Other guys.
He had to sing Zoko Chasing
God.
Waterfalls.
Yeah. Are you quoting TLC?
TLC songs.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Who's TLC? And he goes, I'm pretty sure, and he did all movie, and they
Zoko
called him at the
Chasing
end.
Waterfalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Shout out to Michael Keaton.
Sometimes you got to creep, you know? But no, I think that the whole steroid thing did kind of save baseball. It did. It was in a time where it was dark and we needed it. And I don't hate Mark McGwire, or Sammy Sosa, or Palmeiro, or Barry Bonds, and I don't hate these guys.
They deserve to be in.
I think they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think that the records should be broken. Oh,
Yeah.
I lost my mic there for a minute.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think that the records
asterisk
would have been broken.
By
but
the records. Hank Aaron's the all-time home run leader in my eyes. There's no doubt. But like you said, it's very hard to hit a baseball coming at you 100 miles per
Right.
hour. Everything has to work out perfect. The pitch, the pitcher, the swing. I think I heard Mark McGwire say that.
Hand-eye coordination is not helped by
your eyes, like-
steroids.
Right.
I mean, you still got to hit it.
No, that's
No
true.
doubt. Everything has to work out
So-
perfectly to hit a home run, and they did a
Yep.
crap
Like your
load of
heart
that.
would just be
Not only did
racing.
McGuire hit him, he hit him
He
far.
hit him far, yeah.
He hit
Like I said, I'll
bombs.
never forget that All-Star game with the home run derby
where they're
in
all
Boston.
out on Fenway Park on the
kidding me,
over the Green
dude?
Monster on the street,
Yeah,
chasing the
in
balls
street.
down.
Kevin
Five-
Wingbox tuning in tonight. Thank you, Kevin, for tuning in. He just
Yeah.
put Cavendish. Dude, keeping it strong, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This is an old school block over here, man.
Yeah,
Kevin grew up on this
I
street.
played football
These
with
mean
Kevin
streets. Me
down
too.
the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the common ground area
Oh,
back
yeah.
there. I remember that.
Him and his
Remember
brother, I
that,
think,
yeah.
were the quarterbacks, and then we would just all
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim.
I remember
Right?
jumping over a fence to catch a ball once or twice.
I didn't do that.
I was fearless, man. I don't know what it was. Whenever I was a kid, I was fearless. I just didn't care. I
Red
remember
hair don't care.
Dude,
That's what happens, boy.
dude, I'll never forget. It was like we were over at like Casey Henning's house.
Yeah, Casey.
And it was like me, Matt Rieger, Casey Henning, and I think we were like young. We were like elementary school or whatever was at that time. Young before junior high, obviously. And I remember going back over there, and we had started having this pillow fight. When someone's brilliant idea was like, well, let's just turn the lights off. Have a pillow fight in there. And I'm like, what? Didn't know I was getting set up, right? So like I get tagged one good time with a pillow, and then like turn to run, and then all you hear in pitch black dark is dong, and then like they turn the light on, and I'm sitting here holding my face because I ran into a pole that like literally is a support beam.
Oh,
I like
those
went
are
to go
solid.
run. Oh my god, it was hilarious. Yeah, everybody was dying laughing, and like we stopped the game immediately because obviously I almost
You were
really
down
hurt
for the
myself.
count.
Yeah, I got hurt. I think someone else got hurt too, though. I mean, it was just not a smart game to play.
You took chances when you were younger. Shit'll buff out.
There's some MLS news, and not much of it, but it's coming back. If anybody's excited about that,
For all you soccer fans
I'm
out
excited
there,
for our team.
yeah. I'm
we're
ready
gonna
to
have
get,
I'll be a
I'm ready
season
to get that
ticket
up.
holder.
And
this
running.
will affect us in a couple of years here.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? MLS is back. Tournament draw. We're gonna have a tournament, and the fact they're coming back in an exciting way might attract some more MLS fans. We're not just coming back with boring 1-0, 10-shot soccer like over an hour and a half. Like who wants to see that?
Yeah.
But for all you real soccer fans out there, the MLS is back. That's the tournament. It's called the MLS is back tournament.
MLS
So look
is
for
back
that.
tournament.
It'll begin on July 8th with a World Cup style format. All 26 teams will compete in group stage with the top two outfits in each group and the 4 best third-placed sides advancing to the knockout rounds. For all you soccer people out there, you might know what I just said. I don't know.
I like that idea.
They're split up into groups. I don't have to name them all. I'm sure you can go to MLS.com or something for
links in the comments
for the news. But MLS is coming back, and the tournament's going to start on July 8th.
Very cool.
So
I like that.
Soccer's not
I
bad.
like how they're going about it.
Yeah,
It seems like
Going
that,
right into a playoff type deal.
and I believe that's happening also in Orlando, where the NBA is going to happen.
Yay.
Hannah, thank you for tuning in,
moving.
sweetheart.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming back. That's going to be probably the first sport to start. It seems like is MLS,
NBA?
July 8th.
Oh, MLS.
Haven't had a real date on an NBA, but if we're only starting training camp in NHL on the 10th, MLS is actually starting the tournament on July 8th. So
Interesting.
That's cool.
it could be the first
like
actual American sport you see in action.
We'll have to check it out.
A lot of people will be watching it. That's probably a good idea to get the first leg of everybody who has no sports.
Well, I don't know, man, because you got to remember UFC is a sport, and they've been going.
They've been going.
We can't really
I
count
call
that out.
during the
UFC
week.
universal.
Yeah.
UFC is kind
UFC
of
is worldwide.
yeah.
Not necessarily an American sport.
At least
run by
during
an
the
American
week you might
guy.
have some tournament play and stuff like that.
Wake up! We're done talking about soccer.
We're
There
done
you go.
talking about soccer. Yeah, that's it. But what do you got, Nick? You got some stories about sports you want to talk about?
I mean, those are pretty much them.
Honestly, it's-
Hockey, baseball.
It's
Right
tough.
now, we're in just kind of a holding period mostly for all this stuff.
Scratching
Like
and clawing.
there's news every day, little bits here and there, but for most part, we're just still
more or less
we're,
updates, right?
We're waiting updates, and they're all good updates. There hasn't been any setbacks yet from what I've seen,
No.
except for dumb baseball. But
PGA is starting up this weekend. Derek Munster says no fans. That's good
kind
news.
of an
too.
interesting
would
thing.
love to
I
watch
don't
that.
really know why we haven't started golf yet. Like,
Right.
that's the most socially
Yeah,
distanced
it
of
is.
sports,
Yeah.
especially
Oh, yeah.
with no fans.
It was probably because they were trying to figure out a way to do it with fans.
okay.
Because it's a revenue thing, right?
Right.
So you don't just immediately abandon that and say we can still have golf without fans because a lot of the money that they're bringing into these events, these tickets are expensive
Oh,
to do
hell
the
yeah.
3-day
Oh, yeah.
passes or whatever 4-day passes it is. It can be extremely, extremely expensive.
So they probably just realized that that's not going to be able to happen, and we'll suck it up and move forward here. So
Right.
that's good. That's good. That's next weekend.
Yes.
We're gonna have our first PGA tournament next
Yes.
weekend.
Yes.
In 3 months.
Yep.
Not bad.
Fantastic.
Pretty cool.
Well, that's gonna be our first American sport coming back.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing
Golf
wrong with
American or is golf
Take anything.
English? I would just call golf.
it. Golf's fine. As
American.
long as I have something on TV that's actually like live content, like
Yeah,
actually what's
live.
going on, then I'm completely fine with it.
I've been teased a lot lately with. I'm like, oh my gosh, we were in Florida and they had minor league baseball on. I was like, and it looked like there was no fans. So I was like, oh my god, this is live. And I said, it just said no replay from last year. I was like, they just have no. They just already
Just
had
happened
no
to be
fans.
a minor league team with no
They
fans.
just had no fans. Like, oh, that
It was
poor
actually
team.
first played in the 15th century in the Kingdom of Scotland. So, Scotland.
So it
15th
is it's
century.
from
Wow.
overseas, but yeah, golf is
bad.
American dominated right now. Probably with-
Olympic sport in 1900.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Jeopardy.
Did-it-it-it. Yeah.
Did you know
Break that up into a soundbite.
You got to find something for that.
Derek Munster throws out, I'm tired of watching bags and axe throwing on ESPN.
I don't know. I really enjoy that. The bags
That's true.
tourneys, the darts. Man, can you believe those guys can throw darts? Those guys can throw a dart into
God,
another
we are
dart into another
desperate.
dart with that accuracy. It's
They're
unbelievable.
really desperate.
This is all stuff that would have been on ESPN The Ocho.
Ocho, they had the
And we're
cherry
just
pitting, the
reporting
cherry
it.
pit spitting contest on for such a long time. It was fantastic.
Jiminy Christmas.
Those-
I don't even
those
wanna know
hillbillies
who
were
thought
spitting
of
those
that.
things.
Are you being serious?
It's just
Yeah,
a new
who can make
Lowe's.
that up?
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
New
Make
Lowe's.
cherry pit spitting contest. You can't make that up.
But hey, one thing that I would say as well too is we do on our next show that we're going to have coming up soon because we're going to take a small break. I think whenever I go out of town.
Yeah.
We got a couple more left in season 1 for you guys.
By the time I get back, then hockey will be starting up, and we'll have some news to talk about. It'll give us some time to get a little content break to get it going. But that's not for another couple weeks.
Probably end of June, beginning of July. We're going to go on a little bit of a hiatus. Correct?
Yeah.
Temporary,
of June,
short-lived
beginning of
hiatus.
July.
Don't worry.
The
it's not
boss
gonna
needs
be
a
long.
vacation,
It's
you
not
know.
going to be long,
Yeah.
right? We
The
all
boss
yeah.
needs a vacation.
Sure.
Yes,
Man
you
needs
know.
to get away.
Yeah. That we've got big plans, like I said, to relocate the studio here to the basement once that's finished. So that'll be nice to have the cameras spread out a little bit more.
Nice.
I'm still waiting on some other stuff coming in that we've ordered for it as well too, and it's been fun, man. Honestly,
So much fun.
wish we had more for you guys tonight, but I think that's about the bottom of the barrel. Unless Nick, do you have?
We love you
anything else?
guys. Just want to shout out, please, one more time. We say it all the time. I can't say it enough, though. Shout out to the nurses and all the healthcare workers, everyone
Absolutely.
on the front
Essential
lines.
workers.
Essential workers out there,
yeah.
man. Shout out to you guys. You've been crucial. You've been essential to our livelihoods recently, and it's an amazing thing. Shout out to you, and shout out to all the peaceful protesters out there still holding it down, man.
Doing it the right way.
That's
The right way,
exactly
right.
what needs to happen. That voice needs to be
Shout
heard.
out the Buster.
That voice needs to be heard.
Buster wanted to chime in a little bit there.
Perfect timing.
Shout out the Buster for letting.
He said
me
brown
know
dogs
that
matter,
people's
Jim.
here, but-
I heard him. Hell yeah. I heard
honestly,
that, man.
He knows the deal out there.
He
but
heard
that's-
me, and he agrees 100%. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about that. So shout out healthcare workers, frontline workers, peaceful protesters, everyone. We love you so much.
Very.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Yes,
tuning in tonight,
absolutely.
guys. And next one, we're in our 20s.
20s.
20s?
20.
Yep.
Dang.
You can almost buy liquor.
Love your life, baby.
That.
We are out of here.
Peace.
Don't forget to share the video, though.
Share that
Yeah,
video.
share it.
Win that Bob Camp autograph.
Share.
Very cool.
Share,
I'm gonna
baby.
miss it. I'm gonna miss it. Share the video, guys.
Good night, everyone.
We want you to have it.